Yo, what's good? Solidus-T. Another episode, the Solidus Onslaught Boxing Connect. High powered boxing talk, no capping, no trolling. None of that fugazi ass shit that niggas like to do. None of that. You dig? I want to talk about, on this one right here, I want to talk about Shakur Stevenson. Yo, Onslaught, what's good?
What's up with it, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How was your week? Solid?
Hell yeah, man. Chilling. How about you?
Yeah, same thing over here, same thing over this way.
For
All
sure.
good.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Another episode. Like I
Hell
said,
yeah.
Solid is
Hell
the
yeah.
Onslaught Connect.
Yes, sir.
So today,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be two topics.
Yeah.
Now, this right here is in my opinion, kind of weird. Like the first topic I want to discuss is, I'm getting this from Connor Ben. He did an interview where he called Shakur Stevenson a coward.
Yeah.
And also, there's some various people through the YTBC that's kind of saying the same thing.
Okay.
I find that troubling because it's like, I don't know what Shakur did that's cowardly. That's why I named it. Like, what the fuck did he do that's cowardly? I'm scratching my head.
Yeah.
And then so I want to discuss that because that's kind of, I feel like that warrants a breakdown. So I decided to throw that in there. And then secondly, the secondary topic is, I believe this to be true. I want to get your take on this and anybody else who want to jump on.
Yeah.
Did Mayweather take more challenges than Canelo throughout their careers? Like, if you compare their careers, who took more challenges? And what I mean by that is, like, okay, I'm taking the fight that I probably shouldn't take, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And this might be a high risk fight, but I'm gonna fight.
Right.
I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
I personally feel that Mayweather did that more than Canelo did. Me personally. Mayweather's pushing 40 and he's fighting these young guys. He could have fought somebody else and he said, no, I'm gonna fight these young dudes. And he's going up in weight to fight De La Hoya. He's not even a 154 pounder, but he still did it. Like, he took, in my opinion, he took some challenges and risks that he probably shouldn't have, didn't have to take, but did it. He did it anyway. So I want to discuss that too. But
for sure, that's facts.
And then we want to get up out of here after that.
Definitely.
But starting off, man, this Shakur Stevenson thing, man. So Shakur did an interview. That crazy ass nigga Showbiz. Shout out to Showbiz though. He be doing good work though. But that nigga crazy as hell.
Yeah.
But nah, so he did it. So all right. So what happened is I caught when he did an interview. I think they were on Instagram Live. He did the interview.
Yeah.
And he was saying, oh, you saw it? Okay. So he said in the interview that, you know, why do y'all want me to fight in all these different weight classes, this, that, and the third? And he was like, why y'all ain't trying to get in a way to do that?
Yeah.
And all that. And to me, those are valid questions. But people are saying that he's a coward and they're talking down on this nigga for saying that.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Like, what did he do or say that's cowardly? What's all this fuss about?
It's weird, man. I don't know what they throw the word coward out so quickly. It's pretty crazy to call a professional boxer a coward anyway. But even aside of that, it's crazy. Like, I think the whole point that he was trying to make is like, you know, at the point where Shakur is at right now, there's a lot of big fights, like in a bunch of different divisions. Like, he got big fights at 135, big fights at 140, big fights at 147. Like, all these names want to get in the ring with him, and there's a lot of different options and everything. So it's like he's like trying to pinpoint which opponent to take in all these different divisions and everything like that. But, you know, like the boxing world, whoever he picks to fight, they're gonna say he ducking this dude. Or if he picks him, like, in all these different weight classes, all these different opponents you could fight, if you pick one dude, he ducking everybody else and everything like that. So it's like he's in that spot right now, like where he got that spotlight, and whoever he picks, there's always going to be some type of criticism and stuff like that. But the point I guess Showbiz was trying to make is like, oh, you know, if you're going to call out these guys at 147, you might as well just move up to the weight. And I think that's a fair point. You know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with doing a catch weight either. Like, you brought that point up in a previous stream. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing a catch weight. It's a normal thing. It's a part of boxing. It's an agreement between the two. So I don't really think there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's definitely nothing wrong with that because people got to understand. It's like, if a fighter agrees to the terms and condition, it's all fair game. You can't you can't sit there and watch a fighter agree to something, and then
Exactly.
when it doesn't go, and then when you don't get the results you want, this is from the
Yeah.
fans' perspective. When you don't get the results you want, you come back and say, "Oh no, this happened because of that and all that." It's like how they did
Right.
Tank,
Exactly. Yeah.
the Ryan thing. Ryan agreed to that shit.
Exactly.
And from what I understand, the reason why he did the rehydration to Ryan is to make sure he came in at the weight that they
At
agreed
the
at.
weight. Exactly.
So they do that. People that were going for Ryan, they didn't get the results they wanted. Then they come back and say, "Oh, it was only because of you." Can't do that. Like
No.
I said in the last stream, you can't have it both ways. And people
No.
are getting it, are not respecting that. And that's an actual thing. You can't have it both ways. You got to pick. Like he agreed to it, it's fair game. He got in the ring, he agreed to that shit, it's fair game.
I mean, that's
so
fast.
you apply that same logic to the Shakur situation. It's like if the fight, if Conor Ben, whoever is saying that, Ryan, if they agreed to fight at 144 or if they agreed to a catch weight, it's fair game.
Exactly.
So I literally scratched my head. I got a head full of hair, right? I'm not one of them balding ass niggas.
Yeah.
So I'm scratching my head. I'm trying to think, like, where is this coward shit coming from? Are they don't like Shakur? Because I personally think there's a little bit of clout chasing going on. You talk about Shakur, you might get more attention than you need to be getting.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that's what it is, but I'm not understanding how that's cowardly because it's like, he never said he wouldn't fight these guys.
Exactly. It's just offer what he thinks. A catch weight is what he thinks is fair. If they accept that, then that's cool. I don't understand like what the issue is. Now they're saying, okay, well, he should move up to 147 to fight these guys. Okay, that's a fair point. I mean, but what he thinks is fair to him is a catch weight. If they agree with that, then that's cool. I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And then he said he's not really 140 pounder, 147 pounder, but he'll go up there. He'll go up there to fight Devin. He'll go up there to fight Ryan. And Ryan said out his own mouth, he'll go to 140 and fight him. Okay, let's do it.
Exactly.
Then he said, we'll do 144. Shakur said, let's do it. So the problem is, what I don't understand is he's not ducking no smoke. That would probably, I don't know if you should still say he's a coward, but it'll probably take away your motivation to want to call somebody a coward if you hear they're not trying to duck no smoke. It's not like he's saying crazy shit like, I need 150 million to fight a certain guy, or
right.
Oh, he was being disrespectful, so I'm not going to give him a fight, or Oh, he brings nothing to the table but 25 pounds. It's not like he's saying bitch shit like that. So it's like I don't understand that, and I think Shakur is being clout chased. I really do.
100%. Because with his last one and everything, like his name is ringing bells. Like I was just saying, he has a lot of different fights on the table in a bunch of different weight classes. He became like a much more popular fighter. So everybody's talking about who's Shakur gonna fight next. Shakur is just the talk of the town now. So like I said, they'll take any opportunity to speak negatively about these guys for clout. That's just what it is. And I'm not the biggest Shakur Stevenson fan in the world, but calling him a coward is wild. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, man. I just think that it's weird. And then also, not only is it clout chasing, you know how they do you. Like, if people don't like you, they want to see you lose. Then when you don't lose, they don't want to give you credit. So people obviously want to see him lose. Of
course.
So it could be like we want him to fight certain fighters in the hopes that he'll lose or whatever.
100%.
So he should go up and wait.
100%. Floyd, Crawford, Tank, Shakur, Devin, all these guys, they want to see the one next to their name. Like, you know what I mean? So if it's a black fighter and they're undefeated, that's a problem. But anybody else who's not undefeated, it's not a problem.
That's facts. And then also they're trying to say that he was hating on Inoue or whatever. Like how did he hate on Inoue?
I don't even know. In the interview, I think he said that y'all not asking Inoue to move up to all these different weight classes or whatnot. But I don't really, because look, Inoue is a 4-division world champion. Shakur Stevenson is a 4-division world champion. Inoue, he's about to move up to 126, and I guess if you wouldn't want a belt over there, that would make him a 5-division world champion. Shakur Stevenson could possibly move up to 147, which would also make him a 5-division world champion if you want a belt over there. So that's not really hate. He's just making, that's just the point that he's making. But they're both 4-division world champions though. So I don't understand that.
I don't understand that either because he just said that y'all asked me to do something, but y'all ain't asking him to do that.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense because I don't really like, I guess now people might be saying it, but during the course of the last 2-3 years, I haven't really heard nobody ask Inoue to go up in weight and all that.
Nah. That's recent.
So it's a recent thing.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was just going to just thug it out at 122 and just keep beating those guys. But then
we both thought so. Like, and then he just now
he just announced he's going to go to 126. That's what I thought he was going to do.
Right.
So I don't know about hating on Inoue, but they're saying that he's hating on Inoue or whatever. But
I don't understand how that's hate at all. I guess he was trying to make just a comparison between him and Inoue and how they like they're viewed and everything like that. I don't know if Shakur knows that Inoue is a 4-division world champion or not, but they're both 4-division world champions. So, and like if they moved up one division, they'd both be 5-division world champions. So it's the same thing.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The only I'm gonna be honest with you though. The only time I ever heard people like say something negative about Inoue or talk shit about him was when he was you know how the Canelo fans, right? They'll be like, if you say anything about another fighter has better accomplishments than Canelo, they're gonna fight you.
Right.
And I remember people were saying that, Inoue, he fought nothing but bums and stuff when he was winning his belts and all that. They were saying that to defend Canelo's thing because Canelo was being compared to Inoue one time.
Exactly.
So the problem with that though is those same people that were saying that about Inoue, they're the ones saying that Shakur is hating on Inoue.
Yep, exactly. Them same
that's troubling right there. That's troubling right there.
People who were hating on Inoue to try to prop up Canelo, now they're talking trash about Shakur Stevenson just because Shakur mentioned Inoue in an interview and made a comparison that maybe he didn't fully understand. So I don't get it, bro. Like these same guys, they'll hate on whoever or prop up whoever just to make whatever bullshit point they want to make. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Weird.
Because honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would think more people would like Shakur now after what he did in his last 2 fights.
Yeah.
I would after beating Zepeda, because he just beat 2 guys that are Zepeda. This is my thing about Zepeda. Zepeda is not a skill guy, but in my opinion, he's a high quality fighter because he's going to force you to like take him serious, even though he's not really a skill guy. Like you don't really have to worry about getting outboxed by him. It's just that he's just going to throw punches, but he forces you to like, okay, I got to really be on my shit to fight him. This is not going to be a walk in the park.
There's no breaks.
There's no breaks. He's going to keep coming at you. He's going to keep coming forward like he did in the Shakur fight, even though he was only having success when Shakur was on the ropes. But other than that, he's going to keep coming, pause. He's going to keep coming after you. So it's like, and then he beat him in a way that people thought he wasn't going to beat him. And then he just washed Tio, and people thought the Latinos wanted Tio to win. So they were like, Tio's going to beat him, whatever. Definitely. And then he washed him in a way people didn't think he was going to do it. People thought he was just going to do the hitting move style, the classic, box. But he actually was coming forward in that fight. He was getting at Tio, had Tio shook.
Facts.
So you would think based on them 2 fights, people would like Shakur more. There'd be more Shakur praise, but nah, they still on that bullshit.
Man, they always gonna be on it. Like, so you look at Shakur, right, and his style and all that. People have their criticism of him. Look at Terrence Crawford and what he's done and how dominant and powerful, and he knocking people out and he moving up and winning titles, and he still gets hate. So if he's gonna get hate, there's nothing Shakur could do to not get hate anyway. So it's like, I mean,
that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a damn good point.
He can do for like these type of fans to accept him. Just nothing. So he shouldn't even be looking to be accepted by these guys. He just keep doing his thing.
That's a damn good point because honestly, when it comes to boxing, which is all we should care about, I honestly don't see how you can dislike Terrence Crawford. He gives you everything that a boxer's supposed to give you. He can box. He hurts niggas. He's decently responsible. He's fighting whoever they put in front of him. I honestly don't see how somebody can say fuck Terrence Crawford.
Exactly.
To be honest with you.
Like with other guys, like, okay, you can say something. There's criticism of Tank. You can criticize Tank, Shakur, Devin, cherry pick whatever criticism you want to do with these guys. But with Bud, Crawford is doing everything. Like, you can't say he's boring. You can't say he don't fight anybody. You can't say he's not taking challenges. You can't say he's not winning belts. Like, he does everything in the sport, and he still gets a lot of hate. The most hate when he was fighting. So he's one of the most fun boxers to ever do it. Like, very fun boxer. You definitely can't say he's boring because that's what people are saying. Oh, these fighters are boring. Crawford ain't boring.
Never
Exactly.
was.
Facts.
I don't even think Shakur is boring, in my opinion. I heard you say that you're not the biggest Shakur fan. That's fair.
Yeah, but I don't think
I'm
it's
not,
boring.
to be honest with you, I like Shakur. I probably like him more than you, but I'm
Yeah.
not like the biggest Shakur fan at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we probably on
But
the same page for real.
me personally, I actually think Shakur is a very fun fighter to watch. I understand he's not knocking nobody out. I understand. I get people want to see that. I'm not mad at that. But me personally, I like that ability where you can just fight guys, and you can make it hard for them to hit you, and
Yeah,
then
definitely.
just pepper them off. I like that. That's boxing. If you go learn how to box, they're going to teach you to do that.
Absolutely.
So it's like, I find Shakur as a very fun boxer. That's why I disagree when people were saying that he's not a pay-per-view guy, he's not exciting. I disagree with that. When people were saying, I was like, no, I'm not feeling that right there. I think I'm on the other side. I agree. I
agree
think
with
that
you.
I don't agree with that. I think Shakur is a very fun fighter to watch.
I like
It would be better. I guess it would be better if he was knocking shit out.
Yeah.
But shit, he's out. He's still winning these fights because at the end of the day, it's about winning. If you're the fighter and you're in the ring, nigga, your main objective is to win this fight. I understand the fans need to be entertained, but nigga, the fans ain't fighting. You gotta win this fight. And Shakur does that. So it's like,
and that's what he does.
I'm fucking with it.
I agree with you on that. Like, I understand all the criticisms and everything like that, and I have my criticisms as well. But he's actually a fun fighter to watch if you appreciate technical boxing.
Yeah,
he does that in the ring. He really does. So, I got no problem with Shakur Stevenson. I like his fights and everything like that. Technical boxing. He doesn't get hit. He does what he's supposed to do. He's a puzzle that these guys really can't figure out. So his fights are interesting to watch for sure.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Facts.
So I think he's being clout chased, and I think people just want to see him lose, so they're saying that garbage because
definitely
he didn't really say no hater shit, and then
definitely,
and then they're probably going to use that he don't want to fight Keyshawn thing, and it's like I'm 50-50 on that. That would be a great fight.
For sure.
But then the other side, when he explained why he didn't want to fight him, it's like, it makes sense. You know how something can make sense? You're like, okay, it makes sense. All right, whatever. We'll move on.
It makes sense to me too. It's like he's okay. They say, oh, you only don't fight dudes who's your brother, like blood brother. Bro, there's some people that can be a brother to you, like a brother to you, but they're not actually like physically related. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could have that relationship with somebody. You don't know what their relationship is like. So it's like if they both don't want to fight each other because they both have a certain level of respect that they don't want to get in the ring and try to kill each other, because that's what boxing is. You can't get in the ring and try to kill somebody that you like really have a close relationship with. So it's like, the fans don't care. The fans just want to see entertainment. They just want to see fights. They don't really care about that aspect of it. They don't care about, how the fighters view each other personally and things like that. But to me, it's not really a big deal. Like, so what?
Yeah, it's definitely not a big deal because then it'll be a great fight if it actually were to happen. Mm-hmm. But he explained why he's not fighting them. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. And then it also won't bother you once you find out after he say that there's other great fighters he can fight. He don't even got to fight Keyshawn. There's so many other great fighters. He don't even have to do it. So knowing that, you ain't even tripping off that shit. And so that's why I don't really look at it like that. Like, okay, it'll be a good fight, but it's like shit. I mean, that shit makes sense. They real cool with each other and shit. So it's like, all right, we ain't gonna fight.
Exactly.
And then I'm looking at the roster. There's so many other great fighters they can fight. So it's like they don't even gotta fight each other.
Exactly. That's facts, man. And it's like the last people who should be pointed that out are Canelo fans. The guy who said that he don't want to fight everybody in his whole country, the whole race. Every fighter from Mexico, he don't want to fight him. And they
he did say that.
Yeah. He was like, he don't want to fight anybody from Mexico, and they gave him a pass for that. So those are the last guys who should be pointing that out.
Yeah, that's a fact. He did say that. And then he, as we both know, he fought Mugia, which I thought was a great fight in my opinion. I actually really enjoyed that fight.
Me too.
That was a really good fight. I watched that fight when it first happened.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm fucking with this. Is a really good fight. I like this fight.
Mugia was competitive. He was doing his thing in the first few rounds.
He was doing his thing. Yeah, that was a good fight.
Nah, for sure.
So yeah, he said that, and then he did it. It is what it is. When he said that, I never cared. Me personally, speaking for myself, I never cared. Okay, well, I guess he gonna fight a Mexican then.
Yeah.
So I never gave a fuck.
Yeah.
But then it was kind of weird when you turned on that. But people change their mind, shit like that.
Facts.
and can't say too much about that.
But were these dudes clamoring about that when he said it? Did they make it some type of big deal?
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't.
Exactly.
They
but
ain't keep that same energy.
But when Shakur and Keyshawn mutually don't want to fight each other because of their personal relationship, all of a sudden it's the big all black fighters don't fight each other. And get out of here. Come on now. You're not doing that.
Yeah, we debunked that so many times.
Exactly.
We probably should take that to a different channel and debunk it over there, because I'm pretty sure other people are saying that dumb shit as well. But that's definitely cap, and it's like
cap.
Everybody knows that's not true, but that's that troll shit that people like to do. He be trolling people because
trolls.
You know, it's like T.O. I did a video recently talking about the T.O. shit when he when that shit he said about black people and shit. Yeah, it's troll. It's just to get attention, troll, because everybody knows. Everybody knows if you say something about black people, everybody's going to pay attention. You know what I mean?
Just trying to get the clicks and the views and everything like that. T.O., you know, Shakur was the first black fighter that Teofimo Lopez fought, and we saw what happened. So I understand why he's going that route and trying to get clout. Yeah, he's salty as hell. So, you know, nothing new.
Yeah, and he's the first, because I don't know every fight he had, especially early in his career. I might have missed some, but I know later in his career. But that's the first black dude he fought, Shakur.
He fought Richard Comey, but Comey is like African, not like
yeah. He's like, that's why I didn't say him. Like, he's not. I'm talking about like an American black dude, like Shakur.
That's the first.
And he got that ass whooped, fucking around.
And before the fight too, not like right before, but previously, T.O. was on Top Rank, and he was saying like, yeah, they want to promote the black fighters, and the black fighters this, like he always had that talking point. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm waiting for the day you fight a black fighter, whether it be Tank, Keyshawn, Devin, any of these dudes. You'll find out. Shakur was the one to, you know, show us what the black fighters do.
Yeah, he got that work. So now, that makes sense. Now so basically he salty that he lost, so he's saying that bullshit. Definitely. But the problem is he's rage baiting the black fans on purpose.
Yeah.
And when he doesn't have to do that. He can just talk about boxing, but he's like, no, I'm a rage bait. It's just like dude be doing over there. He's purposely trying to get under our skin with that dumb shit, and he doesn't have to do that, but he chooses to do that.
Yep. For clicks and views and attention, that's what they do. You know, like, it's funny, they claim that they don't like black fighters and they're boring and all this, but that's all they do is talk about them, though. Just like obsessed out of their mind. It's like, damn, y'all don't even talk about the fighters y'all claim to like. How many of them are talking about Inoue and Nakatani upcoming fight? How many of them are talking about Usyk and Rico? How many of them are talking about the guys they actually claim to like?
So. Yeah. I'm gonna do a preview video on that, because I'm really looking forward to that fight.
For sure.
In a way, I'm gonna do it before that, because that's the same day as Benavidez is fighting, the second.
Oh, for real? Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
So yeah, it's the same day. So I'm gonna do a preview of that, and I'm gonna definitely fuck with the Benavidez joint. Definitely doing that. Yeah, that's fuck with Dave.
Yeah, definitely. I think he gonna destroy Zerto. I think he's gonna walk through him.
I think he's gonna win the fight. Mm-hmm. But I think he's going to have to be a little bit more technical in this one, because Zerto has shown improvement. Yeah. I noticed that his footwork has gotten better.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
And he got a decent jab, but I think he's a little bit slow. And I think Benavidez might be able to get him.
Yeah, the speed is the main thing I was focusing on too.
Yeah, Benavidez is going to need a jab in this fight. I hope he's jabbing in this fight, because I know he's going to do the other thing, the combination. He's going to do his usual thing, so I'm not worried about that. But I think he's going to need a jab in this fight. I don't think he should fight Zerto and just be like, oh, I'm just going to. I don't think he should just come forward on Zerto
like how he did with Yard.
Yeah, I don't think he should do that with Zerto. He probably could do it. He probably going to prove me wrong and do it anyways. But I think he needs a jab in this fight. I got him winning this fight.
Yeah,
I got him winning this fight, but I think it's going to be he's going to have to be a little bit more technical in this one. Definitely. I believe.
Definitely, I agree with that.
But that's going to be a great fight.
Like Benavidez, he got on the mid range. He got to control the jab of Zerto, because Zerto's jab is more active than the other guys who Benavidez fought. And then maybe in the later rounds he could push him and apply that pressure. But yeah, he got to be more cautious and technical for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good fight. Damn good fight.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's going to have to do, because That jab is going to get him.
Yep.
And then, yeah, like you said, later in the rounds, okay, I'm gonna start rushing them.
Right. How's
His ass
Zerto's
with this.
stamina for real? How's his stamina? Like,
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah,
I gotta go back and do my full research and look at like all his fights and see how he is in the later rounds. But
I watched the Bivol fight not too long ago when he fought Bivol, and his stamina was cool. He didn't seem to fatigue out in the later rounds.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when he fought Bivol, he didn't seem to.
I'm gonna watch that fight again, against that dude, Doritos, or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah. The guy he fought on that was on the Jake Paul card, right?
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
That went the distance, right?
Yeah, that was 12 rounds.
Yeah, I gotta watch that then for sure. I'll rewatch that.
Because he was losing that fight at first until he turned it on.
Right.
And then that's the fight where I kind of noticed, like, that made me do research on him. Like, I noticed his footwork's a little bit better.
Right.
That's the fight that made me look into that.
Bet I'm gonna rewatch it then.
Yeah, so that's gonna be definitely gonna be that whole card is gonna be cool too. I think that Mugia versus Resendez fight's gonna be solid too. That's gonna be a straight.
Sure. I forgot about that. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, that should be straight.
Who you got in that? Mugia and Resendez.
I'm gonna say Mugia. I like Mugia. I think Mugia might fuck around and hit him with the right shot, get him up out of there.
I'm not gonna lie. I know he was on the juice and stuff in his last fight.
Yeah.
He saw a lot of like boxing improvement, boxing wise, between the first fight with Suras and the rematch.
Right.
Like
he had to.
Yeah, for sure. He had to, like, because the first fight he didn't really look too good, and he rushed in. He wasn't like he just rushed in. He wasn't being patient at all. But he showed a lot of patience, and he improved a lot in that rematch for sure. So I'm rocking with him for against Resendez for sure.
Yeah. So should be a good one.
Facts.
But yeah, to bring it back to Shakur, I just feel like he never said he wouldn't fight any of these guys, so I don't know where that cowardice is coming from.
Right.
So that just threw me off when I saw that.
Yeah.
But Shakur is also a fighter that I told you about a while ago. I feel like it don't really matter who you put in front of him. Unless he gets knocked out, I don't see nobody beating him. It don't matter who it is.
He ain't losing a decision. No way.
I think if he would have fought Loma, he would have beat Loma. As good as Loma is, Loma the truth, but I feel like he would have beat Loma.
I said the same thing too. Definitely.
So he's just one of the ones. So the hate that he's getting, the hate that he's getting is just not warranted. I'm just not.
I agree with you.
I just don't agree with that.
I agree with you. Definitely, he get hate from all angles. Him, Haney, these guys get hate from all angles. For what? Like, these guys is moving up and fighting champions. What is there to be mad about?
Yeah, I know I don't get it, but like I said, that rage bait, man. People like the rage bait.
They
love the rage bait. They love the rage bait. The black fans, they can't help themselves.
I'm starting to like peep it more now and just like ignoring it, like, because you understand the reaction they trying to get.
Right. Because the last live I did a live earlier this week. It was a solo live. I was talking about the T.O. thing. Somebody, shout out to the chat. Somebody in the chat, they said you cooked Ring IQ on dude's panel. I didn't hear it because I didn't go back and listen. But the last chat I was on, the last chat I did, the live I did, somebody in the chat, I think it was Bane Boxing that said it. Shout out to Bane Boxing. He be coming in. He said for real. He said that you cooked Ring IQ. Ring IQ, the dude. I don't know much about him, but I know he's the dude that got the feminine type sounding voice a little bit. No disrespect, because I don't know him, but I heard people say that he got like a weird gay sounding voice or whatever. That's who it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They said they think everything he say is right and shit. They said you cooked him. That's facts.
I wasn't even going on to the Goof Troop panel to talk to him. I just pulled up and the dude, Real Twinkie Combat, who claimed that I'm ducking him or whatever. I just don't want to talk to him, but he claimed I was ducking him. I said, okay, cool. I came on. I said, this is your one chance to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So I came on to the panel, and then he started talking about Tank's criminal case, and Tank is you did. I don't care about that, bro. Give me a boxing topic. And then Ring IQ stepped in to debate for him, and then he basically brought up the debate of Tank and Shakur's fighting, and Tank sent an offer this and Shakur that. So we went back and forth on that. And I was basically just trying to make the point of like, we were talking about a situation where Tank supposedly sent an offer to Shakur, and Shakur, basically the negotiations fell out because Shakur wanted a multi-fight deal and everything like that. So we went back and forth on that topic. He was looking goofy, he was fumbling and everything like that, and that was just it. He a goofy. That's my first time ever talking to him. And the main topic was supposed to be Usyk and Rico, but they don't want to talk about that for some reason. I don't know.
Damn.
So, you know, that's probably my last time debating on the Goof Troop panel or whatever. Anybody who steps up on a plate, they just get cooked. Like it's boring at a certain point. Like I just can't take him seriously. The ring IQ goofy. They treat him like he's somebody on there. Every time Real Twinkie Combat got somebody he's supposed to debate, he want to call this dude. Like they was just laughing at him. He was debating Park Street. Ring IQ.
Okay.
No, Real Twinkie Combat was debating Park Street, and Park Street was spanking him. Like, and
damn, Park Street did him.
Yeah, and then Real Twinkie Combat was like, I want to call Ring IQ to come explain it. Everybody was cooking him. Even IBFP was like, that's some weird shit. Like, why are you calling another dude to debate for you? So it's like, you can't take these dudes serious, bro, at all.
You know, the thing about Fake Talk Combat is there's like, you know, those rumors about him and stuff, and he kind of confirmed. I don't want to say, but he kind of confirmed that he was like that. So it is what it is. He's somebody that you should, because you already cooked him.
Yeah,
I actually listened to that one, the Tank one. You already that's over with. He
got deleted too.
He's in the cemetery somewhere, so that's a wrap. So if I was you, I would just ignore him because you know he's just gonna say that BS. You know, you already know what time it is with him.
Bro, I don't even go back. Like I haven't spoken to him in a very I don't go back and forth with him, bro. And he keep trying to like engage.
Yeah, I would just ignore him.
Yeah, just bro, I don't even see the messages that he's sending. He talking to a brick wall for real. So
yeah, I would just ignore him because he be capping.
Super cap. Like there's no meaningful conversation. Like I'm willing to have a boxing related conversation with somebody who disagree with me. I don't have a problem with that. But there's no meaningful conversation coming from him. All he do is just talk trash about black fighters. He racist. You don't know what he talking about. He go in circles and like there's no point in going back and forth with this dude. He a goofy.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
Facts.
But yeah, that's what they said. So it sounded like you cooked Ring IQ. He got the work too. So he's out of there too.
Got cooked. He did get cooked for sure. But yeah, that's my first time talking to Buddy. I ain't really intended to debate him. But I guess his son didn't want me to debate him, so he had to step in. So it was easy work either way.
And then you said Park Streets watched Fake Talk Combat also.
He had him like in shambles. He was like, "Let me call Ring IQ. I'll call Ring IQ to come explain it." Like everybody in the whole stream was like cooking him, like
feeling that shit.
You want to call somebody to debate for you, bro? Your ass a goofy. Nuke said it. Like I'm like, bro, you getting cooked on the platform. Like everybody is against you in the stream, bro. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but over here we have real boxing conversations, so that's not
real over here.
Yeah, that's not something you could find over there. Just a bunch of trolling and screaming matches, and nobody got time for that bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's facts.
Yup.
So yeah, so the next topic,
mm-hmm.
we already the Shakur thing. So it sounded like they clout chasing Shakur, so we understand that.
Yeah.
So the next topic, I was thinking about this, and Mayweather's financial issues, that's unfortunate, but like I said, we focus on the boxing part of it, so we'll leave that alone.
Exactly.
So me personally, I feel that during the course of their careers, because they're linked together, even though Mayweather is significantly older than Canelo and has been in the game longer than Canelo, but they're linked together because they fought, and then people, everybody hates Mayweather because he's a great undefeated fighter. So and Canelo has something to do with that because he kind of like throws shade at Mayweather when he talks about Mayweather. So they're linked together. So it's kind of fair to like talk about them together because of that, even though they're kind of like apart, because Mayweather's over 10 years older than Canelo.
Yep. Facts.
So, but me personally, I look at their careers. Canelo gets a lot of praise, a lot of it rightfully so. I'm not going to deny that, but they try to trash. People that are Canelo supporters, they like to try to tear down Mayweather while bigging up Canelo.
Yeah.
And that's what got me thinking this when I keep seeing that.
Yes.
I personally feel that during the course of their career, Mayweather, he took more challenges than Canelo did, me
That is a
personally.
fact. That's a fact.
Like, he fought guys that he probably didn't have to fight at
Definitely.
an older age. He's like 34, 35 years old. He's fighting Madonna, young guy.
Yes.
Uh,
Canelo
he fought
himself.
Canelo. Yeah, and he's like
Right.
36 in that fight.
Right.
You know, going on 37. He was only like 4 or 5 months shy from his 37th birthday when he did that fight. So he's like, right there, he's like pushing 40. You get 36 and up. See, you a young guy, so you ain't got to worry about this.
Right.
But when you get like 36 and up, you technically 40. So
for real. I heard that from a lot of people. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's how old he was when he beat Mayweather. And Mayweather didn't even have to do that fight. He went up in weight. Or you want to fight at 152? All right, let's do it then. I'm really a 140 pounder fighting at 147, but I guess I'll go up and fight you. He did that, beat him. You don't see Canelo taking fights like that, though. When you look the past 5-6 years, outside of the Bivol fight, we'll give him the Bivol fight. Outside of that, you don't really see him taking fights like that. You see him fighting guys where it's kind of like, no disrespect to these fighters, but it's kind of like he's fighting guys where it's like a guaranteed win for him, and he's making a lot of money while doing it.
That's a fact.
And people that like Canelo supporters, they're just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to ignore that reality and criticize somebody else. And I just ain't feeling that right there. I just feel like Mayweather, he took more risks. Mayweather's 38 years old. He's fighting Pacquiao, who at the time, not quite the same, but he was still dangerous. But that's the fight that the fans want to see him do. He obliged, said, okay, I'll fight him. Y'all think Madonna, I robbed Madonna? Okay, I'm going to fight him again. And Madonna's a young guy.
Thank you.
You know, Victor Ortiz at that time, his career didn't age well. But at that time, Victor Ortiz was a dangerous fighter, dangerous Mexican fighter. He fought him. He was a young dude. Mayweather's 34, that fight. He fought Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto was kind of too big for him at that time, but he still fought him.
Facts.
So he took risk and challenges that people want to see him do. You don't see Canelo doing that. All the real boxing fans, like me and you, we want to see him fight Benavidez. That would have been a great fight. Biggest fight in boxing, and he didn't do it. So it's like, so Mayweather, he took more challenges and risks than Canelo, but everybody's like, fuck Mayweather and saluting Canelo. Like, what's up with that?
It's 100. Everything you said is 100% facts. Not even an opinion. It's just a fact. Look at, I've been saying this. Look at Mayweather's career from the beginning to the end, like from the first world title he ever won to the end. It's clear that he's been taking risks from his very first world title against Gennaro Hernandez. That was a risk.
Right.
That's a fight that he was favored to lose. That's a fight that people said he took too early. He ended up stopping the guy. Him fighting Diego Corrales was a risk. Diego Corrales was bigger than Floyd Mayweather. He was taller than him. Floyd Mayweather destroyed him. Yeah,
I watched that fight with my pops. Mayweather, I remember that time. Mayweather was favored to lose that fight. They had him losing. They said Diego Corrales was too big for him, and they were saying he was going to win. That's a fact.
I'm glad you added that because I wasn't even there at that time. I'm glad you added that little context right there. That's what people were saying. Like, people viewed him as being, a big of a test for Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather just destroyed him. Like, and Mayweather moved up to 135, fought Jose Luis Castillo instantly. They say, oh, he lost. Rematched him right back. I mean, Mayweather fought Ricky Hatton. They say, oh, Mayweather ducking Kasazu. Who knocked out Kasazu? Who ended Kasazu's career? Mayweather fought Ricky Hatton, was 33-0. Knocked him out.
Yeah. They said that because I remember that fight too. They said that Mayweather was going to fight the winner out of that. And the winner happened to be Ricky Hatton. Because I was arguing with somebody. I was actually on another panel like a year ago arguing about that. They said that, oh, Mayweather ducked Kodazu. And I was like, okay, that right there needs context. So let's do context. Let's put context to it. So I said, Ricky Hatton and Kodazu fought. Who won that fight? And then the person I said it to, they didn't want to say who won because they knew by saying who won, it would have proved my point. I was like, he fought the winner. Kodazu would have probably got the Mayweather fight had he beat Ricky Hatton, but he didn't. He got his ass smoked.
That's it.
And then Mayweather fought the winner, which is Ricky Hatton. That's kind of how that fight happened.
And it's like Ricky Hatton was the undefeated champion. And
right, exactly. Yeah. Ricky Hatton was no joke. He passed away recently. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
But Ricky Hatton was legit, bro. One of the UK's finest. Yeah, he was getting busy back in the day.
The beast. Mayweather fought so many damn Hall of Famers on his record, like 23 world champions,
Exactly.
It's like, bro, you can't even. And Canelo's cool. He did a lot of good things in his career and everything. But when you look at Canelo Alvarez's career, he was built to be like a star from the beginning. They had him from the beginning. He didn't have to go through the super tough road. Look at Canelo's first world title. He fought Matthew Hatton. Matthew Hatton was at 147, and they brought him up to 154. They had a vacant title. And it was at a catch weight. All that just for Canelo to win a world title. He basically paid for the world title because not only was it at a catch weight, but he missed weight at the catch weight.
Yeah, I saw that. That.
So you win in a world title at a catch weight, and you missed weight, and you brought up a 147 pounder. All that just to win a world title. So it's like from the very beginning, Canelo, they propped him up. Now he did great things in his career. No, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of little moves in his career that what they claim Floyd Mayweather is. Really, if you look closely, that's what Canelo is. Canelo tried to move in that way. Look at when he fought Lara. Lara was a dangerous opponent for Canelo to fight, and credit to him for taking that fight. A lot of people thought Canelo lost that fight. There was no rematch. Floyd Mayweather, when he has a fight that people think he lost,
he rematches. Yeah,
the next fight is his rematch. Exactly. Canelo, he got one rematch in his career, not one, but one like rematch that people were clamoring for, and that's the Gennady Golovkin fight. But other than that, you look at Canelo, even his promoters, who he was with at the time, Golden Boy, like after the Crawford fight, them guys, they came out, they said, you know what, like we tried to protect Canelo from that style, that specific style that Crawford has. We knew that's like Canelo can't deal with that, bro. We saw what happened with Lara and everything like that. Canelo struggles with that style, so we didn't want him to step in the ring with guys who fought like that. It's like his promoters wanted to move his career a certain way. Despite him doing all these great things, they moved it in a certain way for him to be this big star and have this amazing, record fighting older guys like Shane Mosley, 40 years old. You know what I mean? You fight.
Yeah, I know, it's all facts.
Yeah, like it's cool for him to get the experience, but y'all want to give him credit for fighting guys who's 100 years old, damn near at the end of their career, just so he can have the name Shane Mosley on his record. But that's not the same Shane Mosley that Floyd Mayweather fought, though. You know what I mean?
Not at all. Not at all.
Nothing wrong with fighting an old fighter. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with fighting an old fighter to get the experience on your resume. But I'm just saying, like, people try to like say, look at how many.
Like it was a monumental win or something.
Yeah, like, bro, the dude was 100 years old. He was already done, basically. Like his career was gone. So if you look at the way, like you said, just exactly what you said. If you look at Canelo's career, it's not the same as Floyd. Floyd took the hard path. Then he became Money Mayweather, and not picking and choosing, but he was just a little bit more strategic with his career. Still took risks though, because fighting Canelo at age 36 was a significant risk for Floyd Mayweather. That was viewed as a fight that he would lose. Like he's fighting a younger guy who Canelo was looking like a beast at the time.
Exactly.
And Canelo had weight on him too. Canelo like outweighed Floyd Mayweather by 15 pounds on fight night, I believe, and it didn't mean anything.
Got washed.
He got washed. That's still a risk. Maidana was a risk. And when people said, the fight was close or Floyd Mayweather lost, he immediately rematched Maidana. This is Floyd damn near at the end of his career. So
exactly.
So
he was like 2 fights away from retiring.
Facts. Exactly. So Floyd Mayweather, when he was in his prime, definitely took plenty of risks throughout his career. Fought all these tough guys. Even when he was in that money made phase where he was making business moves and moving strategic, he still took risks. Canelo, when he got in his money made phase, you know what I mean? Like after the Dimitri Bivol fight, because I think the Dimitri Bivol fight was the last real like risky fight from Canelo's career.
I feel so.
Yeah, he kind of just took like the light touches at 168, the Berlangas, the Munguias, the Riders. Like these guys are all cool fighters. Yeah, these guys are all cool fighters, but it's like you said, it's like a guaranteed win for Canelo. All these, like nobody in their right mind is picking John Ryder to beat Canelo. Nobody's picking Berlanga to beat Canelo. These aren't competitive fights,
Right.
The Crawford one was a kind of different situation because the majority of the boxing world viewed that fight as like a mismatch. Like Crawford, look at his last performance. When Madrigal was competitive, he's moving up 2 weight classes, easy work for like they viewed it like that, and Canelo viewed it like that too because he called it an easy fight. But that ended up like flipping on him basically. So we're not going to do revisionist history on the Bud Crawford fight. People said Crawford was going to get KO'd. So
that's a fact.
But yeah, what you said is facts though.
Yeah, that's all facts what you said. Because like Like I said, he's good and all that, but it's like
Yeah,
Mayweather I just feel like when people talk down on May, because like I said, a lot of people that slander Mayweather, they do it to big up Canelo.
that's
And I
yeah,
feel like it should be the other way around, because if
definitely.
you compare their careers, Mayweather, he took more challenges, he took more risks.
Not
Because
even close.
you go back 2, 3, 4 years ago, everybody wanted to see Canelo get busy with Benavidez. The
Yes,
Benavidez fight, that's the biggest fight in all of boxing. There's no fight bigger than that at that
literally.
time. Maybe not so much now because Benavidez in different weight class and they're going to
Yeah,
say he's too big,
right.
pause. But at that time, when they were both at 68,
That was the
there was
fight.
no fight bigger than that. Not even
That was
Beterbiev and Bivol would have been bigger than that.
that fight would have did some crazy like
Crazy
numbers.
numbers.
But
Like everybody and their mom, nigga, old grandpas and grandmas would have went to that fight. Like for real,
everybody
like them
wanted that
old
fight,
them
bro.
old schools that do boxing, they would have pulled
Facts.
up.
Everybody was asking for that shit at that time, bro. Like that moment
Everybody.
when Canelo signed the PBC. I think it was in 2023. Yeah, just before he fought
Yeah,
Charlo.
it was.
That was
Charlo,
the
yeah.
time to make that fight happen. At that moment,
Exactly.
that would have been huge. Like everybody was talking
Instead of
about.
fighting Charlo, it should have been Benavidez.
Thank you.
Benavidez is right there waiting. He just got done fighting Plant. He was available.
Exactly.
This before he fought Andrade. He was available. Yeah, with a perfect time to fight him, and he didn't
Both
do it.
on the promotional network. There was no reason for that fight not to happen, like at
Exactly.
all at that moment. But
And then we already knew this. Because
Yeah.
Boots and Zayas just proved it. But we already knew this. When two fighters want to fight, the fight will happen.
it will happen.
That fight didn't happen because Canelo didn't want to fight.
100%.
You know, they say that, oh, he didn't activate his mandatory. Nah, if you are cool, if you want to fight, if I'm the champion and I'm willing to fight you and you want to fight me, you ain't got to activate your mandatory. We can fight.
No, it'll happen. If Canelo wanted that fight to happen, it'll happen. And
Exactly.
Don't add any justification to it. Canelo's the guy. He's the A side. He's the undisputed champ. Benavidez is the number one contender. That's what the fans want to see. No excuses. That fight could have happened. Look at Raymond Ford and O'Shaquie Foster. I was just talking about this earlier. These guys had some little beef or whatever that they had going back and forth, and basically they were clamoring about a fight. They got that shit done in 1 month, bro. Like less than a month. They just
because they both wanted to fight. Exactly.
Thank you. That's it. It's that simple. They both wanted to fight, and it's like you can understand if it's two people on a different, promotional company or whatever, different weight classes. Like you can understand those roadblocks. It'll be more difficult for a fight to happen. It could still happen, but those things. But if you got two guys in the same weight, same promotional company, like what, and both available, there's nothing there's no excuse for that fight to not happen.
Literally. That's facts.
Like you just got to call a spade, bro.
That's facts. Because I feel like if you could take Mayweather's soul and put it in Canelo's body, he would have fought Benavidez.
Definitely.
I believe. He would have been like, let's fight it. Let's do it.
Definitely would have fought it.
You ain't got to activate no mandatory. I'll fight you. Fuck a mandatory activation. We can fight.
Never heard Floyd Mayweather say, I don't want to fight this dude. He needs to activate his man. You never heard Floyd Mayweather said that.
Exactly. Never.
If the fight,
he talked shit about me. He talking shit about me, so I'm not gonna make it. He's being mean to me. Hell no. You ain't never heard Mayweather say that.
You never heard Mayweather say anything. He wants you to talk shit. That's what that whole HBO 24's like, bro. That was a part of the fight, the talking shit. That's what shout out to Benavidez. He a throwback fighter. He fought Morrell just because Morrell was like calling him out and talking crazy.
Yeah, you're talking crazy. Yeah.
You want that for the fight. That's what sells a fight. But
exactly.
It's just excuses upon excuses. Canelo didn't want to fight Benavidez, bro. It's sad, bro, because I used to vouch for him before that, before 2023 when it became super obvious. But I used to say, like, nah, Canelo, there's no way he would not fight Benavidez, bro. Like, he the undisputed champ. He in the same weight division. They're going to be at the same promotional company. There's, like, I don't understand why he wouldn't fight him. It's so much money behind that. Yeah, it's like, but he didn't fight him. It's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't get it either because I'm like, nigga, September 2023 would have been a perfect time. Fuck Charlo.
Yeah.
Benavidez, where you at? Come out. Let's do it. Talking shit. Let's fight. Whoever wins, if you beat me, then I was supposed to lose. Fuck it. But I ain't ducking no smoke. But he did. Simple. He didn't want to do it.
And it's not even just like the smoke and all that, but like it's the money behind it too is also crazy. That would have been the most lucrative fight of Canelo Alvarez's career at that point, no doubt. But it's crazy.
Yeah, that's facts. Like to this day, I still don't get why he didn't do that fight.
I don't get it. It's like,
No, go ahead.
was gonna say, because you also brought up a point in previous streams, like people get mad when Benavidez mentioned Canelo in an interview, or they ask him about Canelo, and he says like, fuck Canelo, he's scared. Benavidez has the right to talk about Canelo that way because Canelo didn't shut him up. He didn't prove him wrong. Like he can talk, he can say whatever he want to say about Canelo Alvarez because Canelo ducked him, bro. You could talk that shit about him.
Yeah, that's what all these other fighters that people criticize, they actually do the opposite of that. Like people were saying that Crawford wouldn't do this, he wouldn't do that. He would actually prove it wrong. He said he was going to run upside Canelo's head with punches, and he actually did it. He said it. He said he was going to do it. And he said he was going to do it, and he did it. He told Turkey Al-Sheikh, Canelo can't beat me. He's in a different weight class. I understand that he can't beat me, bro. And then he actually got in the ring and proved that he couldn't beat him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. And these are the guys that these guys talk down on. Guys that actually show improve. They talk down on guys like that.
But then prop up the guys who are avoiding top contenders in their weight class in a fight that we all want to see. So it's weird.
Yeah, so I just don't understand that. So I just think that Mayweather, he took more challenge. I mean, we already know he's a better fighter than Canelo. I'm not even asking that. Everybody know that. But But he took more challenges in his career. Like he fought fights that he probably didn't even have to. I remember when you probably gonna laugh at this.
Yeah.
But I remember when he fought Carlos Baldomir, the Mexican guy. They were saying that he was going to give Mayweather trouble. I remember before that fight happened. Yeah. I remember they were saying that, he's going to give Mayweather trouble or Carlos Baldomir because he was like a pressure fighter at that time. At that time, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I remember they were saying he was going to give Mayweather trouble. And this is before they even agreed to fight. And Mayweather obviously was like, okay, let's see him give me trouble then. I'm going to fight him. And then he fought him, washed him. So it's like he took challenges. He fought who the fans want to see him fight. Because I remember one time they were criticizing him saying, why he didn't fight Amir Khan. I'm telling you right now, nobody wanted to see him fight Amir Khan. During that time, 2014, 2015, the fight that everybody was screaming up and down they want to see Mayweather do was fight Pacquiao. And what did Mayweather do? I'm going to fight Pacquiao then. I tried to fight him before, but there was a disagreement on they said the VADA test or whatever, and there was disagreement on that. It postponed the fight.
Yeah.
But he actually fought him, though. He didn't retire without fighting him. And that's the fight that fans want to see him do.
Exactly.
And I'm like, and they still find ways to talk down. I just don't understand. They trying to bring a personal shit, but like you said, man, give me a boxing topic. Fuck that outside the ring shit.
Right, exactly, bro. And what you just said, like I might laugh at the Baldomir thing. Nah, I'm not laughing at that because when Baldomir and Zab Judah fought, Baldomir beat Zab Judah.
He beat him,
and Floyd was trying to fight Zab Judah, and they said he was ducking Baldomir. That's what they said. And he was
they said he was ducking him and he was going to give Mayweather problems. And Mayweather said, all right, let's see. And he went and fought him.
So Mayweather beats Zab Judah, then he spin the block and he beat Baldomir too. It's always revisionist history though. When Mayweather wins a fight, they try to act like they didn't say all the stuff they said before the fight. Because all these fights going into them, they always say, okay, this is going to be the guy to do it. This is especially Canelo, bro. Because Canelo, when he was coming up, they were all saying that this is like for sure he gonna beat Floyd. Floyd was 36.
I remember that. I remember.
Canelo was 23. They for sure said that he was gonna, get Floyd Mayweather, and it was gonna be the upset of the century and all. After the fight, he's too young. He got no miles on him. He's this and he's that. It's always revisionist history of Floyd Mayweather.
But and then also, that's true. And then they even was more convinced he would beat Mayweather. Because remember, before he fought Mayweather, he beat Austin Trout. And that was, in my opinion, that's actually Canelo. In my opinion, that's Canelo's best win, in my personal opinion. That's the fair. Austin Trout fight.
That's fair.
And that's Canelo. That was a great fight, and that was a great win for Canelo. So shout out to Canelo for that. But I remember after that, because that's the fight he had before Floyd. And I remember they were saying he was really going to beat Floyd after he won that fight. And I remember that. He's going to beat Floyd. He beat Austin Trout. He can beat Floyd. And I remember that. And then y'all saw what happened when Floyd got into it.
If I remember correctly, Floyd was asking Canelo to fight like a champion before he fights him. Floyd wanted Canelo to actually come off a big win before he steps in the ring. Like Floyd was low-key like, Canelo, prove yourself. Canelo went in there, he fought Austin Trout, and he beat Austin Trout, and Floyd was like, all right, that's a good win. Now we can get it on.
Yeah.
We fought Canelo coming off of his best win at that time.
Yeah. When I look at his career, he has a lot of good wins, but to me, that's his best win.
I can agree with that.
because a lot of people say the Triple G win. I felt some people might disagree. I felt he lost those fights. I watched.
Yeah,
Eye test is really important. People like to read a paper off resumes, and that's the most important thing in the world. These stupid motherfuckers like to talk. But in my opinion, eye test is, in my opinion, more important. From what I saw when I sat down and watched those fights, I thought Triple G won both those fights, the first and second fight. I don't know what's going. Canelo won the third fight. That's fair. All right, that's cool. I felt that Canelo lost those first two fights, but people say that's his best win, the second Triple G fight. I disagree. I thought he lost that fight. His best win from what I saw was when he beat Austin Trout. That Austin Trout fight, that was a great fight. I give Canelo all the credit in the world. That was a good win for Canelo. Salute Canelo for that. I like that win. Austin Trout. That, to me, that's his best win.
I'm on the same page as you. I'm on the same page as you. Definitely. Yeah, that's his best win. Now that I think about it. Facts.
Yeah, that's his best win. I like that. That was a great fight. That you can actually watch that fight now and like, okay, yeah, this shit right here, this lit right here.
Yeah, definitely. That was a hell of a performance. And Floyd fought him coming off of that performance, which
that was his next fight. The Floyd fight was after that. Yeah.
Exactly. So can't say anything about that.
Yeah, that was his best win. And then, like I said, Mayweather just took more risk, and then Mayweather had that undisputed run. Now, his undisputed run was great because he went undisputed, but I look at the type of guys he fought.
Great point.
These were not trash fighters, but were these the best fighters that could have really challenged him for the undisputed strap? That's a question mark.
You just said it all. Because I remember in the Goof Troop, the IBFP, the video, one of his videos he made recently, I think. He was listing off. He was saying Usyk and Canelo's better than Floyd, their career or whatever. And he was saying, oh, well, Floyd didn't go undisputed, so Canelo and some dumb shit like that.
What?
Going undisputed doesn't automatically make you better than somebody who didn't go undisputed, bro.
Hey, let me say this. Let me say this to you.
Yeah.
A while ago, this is before I met you on there. I was arguing with it one time. I was defending Tank. I was like, so y'all talk all this shit about Tank. Y'all say that Tank never was unified. He never was undisputed. Y'all got all this praise for Pacquiao. He never was unified or undisputed either. I got into an argument with, this was like a year ago. I got into an argument with him about that. Like y'all praising Pacquiao. He's so great. Y'all talking about all this shit. And then I'm like, but wait a minute. He got the same accomplishments as Tank. Like they both were never unified, both undisputed. So why you ain't got that same energy for Pacquiao?
Hey,
I think you
never lost. Pacquiao did. So why y'all ain't coming at Pacquiao? They coming at Tank, dissing Tank, saying Tank ain't shit. Hold up. Tank ain't shit. Nigga, Tank one of the best niggas to do this shit. Fuck you mean he ain't shit. I was arguing. I remember I was arguing that. I was kind of that was a heated argument. I don't know if that live is still up there, but that was a heated argument. I wasn't feeling that. Like, nah, bro, you can't sit here and talk down on Tank and say he ain't shit, he trash, he never unified, but then be all on Pacquiao's dick when he has the same accomplishments. He ain't never unified or undisputed either. So
great point.
Why you ain't shitting on him? And I remember that. That was a heated argument. I remember that.
To say, BYU, if you can find that stream, that's all it's talking about. Send it to me after this stream. But that's a great point that you made. I wanted to bring that up too.
I think you were Solidus. I think you were arguing with Mills with that, and then
Mills, yeah.
You know how they are. They put their capes on and
they jump you,
save them. Yeah.
I remember Mills was one of the people that was like talking down on Tank, and he was trying to
does that a lot.
Pacquiao.
He'd be like, "Did it unify? Y'all don't care about unifications like y'all really do." I wanted to bring this point up one of these days, but I guess I didn't get the opportunity. So I was about to ask him, you think who's better, Manny Pacquiao or Jermell Charlo? Who has a better career? They all gonna say Manny Pacquiao. How many times has Manny Pacquiao went undisputed? 0.
Right.
How many times has Manny Pacquiao unified? 0. But people hold Manny Pacquiao to a high standard because he fought a lot of great fighters. It's not about unifications. Unification is just two guys with a belt fighting each other for both belts. It could be two bums with a belt. It could be two guys who are low ranked winning a vacant title, and then they fight each other and they both have the title. So it's like
exactly.
The unification itself is not inherently a great achievement. It's more about the opponent themselves who's holding the title.
Right.
So
exactly.
Canelo, he unified again with Caleb Plant, Callum Smith, and Billy Joe. Yeah,
Thomas. that was a vacant belt for that. When he fought Callum Smith, that was for Benavidez's vacant belt because Benavidez had got stripped. So he didn't even fight the actual title holder. The title holder was Benavidez, but he was stripped.
Exactly.
And then
So
then when he fought Callum Smith, it was a
point.
vacant belt.
Great point. None of those 3 fighters I just named are A-level fighters. They're cool.
No, they're not.
But they're not the top. They're not A-level. The one guy who was an A-level fighter in that division was Benavidez. And Canelo fighting Benavidez in 2023 wouldn't be a unification fight, right? But it would be better than all of those dudes who Canelo fought for undisputed. Benavidez is better than all those guys combined. Billy Joe, Smith, and Plant. So this whole unification thing, like it's a thing where it's, go ahead.
That's a fact. Because I was arguing about, I got into an argument about that as well over there. We were talking about, I feel that Usyk's undisputed run is better than Canelo's. I was arguing about that. Like, he beat Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury twice apiece, and both those dudes are better than anybody Canelo beat for undisputed.
That's a fact.
I was arguing with them about that. They saying, "Oh, Canelo's undisputed run was beating on the Canelo fans." They were saying that. I'm like, "Nah, I ain't feeling that."
And Nuke, like he'll say, Canelo beat 3 undefeated champions. Like undefeated against who? Who is Callum Smith undefeated? You just say undefeated, but undefeated against who? Who was Callum Smith undefeated against? Who is Billy Joe Saunders undefeated against? His best winner is washed up Danny Jacobs. Who is Caleb Plant undefeated against? Who did he beat? Jose was Getsy. That's his best win at that. Like, who did you guys beat though? We know who Benavidez beat. He got names on his resume. But
exactly.
So it's like, and of course we know it's not just all resumes, like skills and everything. That also is important, if not more important. But
he would have been the biggest if he would have fought Benavidez. That would have been the biggest challenge. He probably doesn't go undisputed if he would have had to fight Benavidez. Be honest with you.
I agree. That would have been the biggest challenge out of everybody he fought at 168, besides Terrence Crawford, who's not a 168 pounder. But all the
fighting Callum Smith is not going to be the same as fighting David Benavidez. And I think Canelo knew that.
Absolutely,
that's going to go very differently.
100%. It's definitely
you ain't doing David the way you did Callum Smith. That's not happening.
Not the same thing. Not the same thing at all. So they put all this emphasis into undisputed, bro. If they set up, if the boxing politics are in place, anybody can technically go undisputed, bro. If the boxing politics are in place, you can set up a division where each dude is holding a title that was vacant, and they're like ranked really, really low. There's been journeymen who hold world titles for somebody to come pick them up. Orlando Solido is a journeyman. He got like almost 20 losses, but he was a champion though. He was holding the title. Yeah, so they would put Orlando Solido in a ring with another dude who had 15 losses, and they'd both be fighting for a vacant title. And then boom,
champion,
and then he's a champion, and then Loma is fighting him or whatever. Now boom, Loma beat the champ. But that's how boxing politics is like that. Just because you hold a title doesn't automatically mean that you're.
I mean, you're a Loma hater, so.
Yeah, I'm a Loma hater, so that's not really a good point. But even outside of Lomachenko, it's been other guys who won belts from guys who are not really like that. And also, it's not wrong with winning a vacant title, especially if it's between top contenders, like Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah,
that's legit.
That was legit. Yeah,
there's 2 top guys fighting for it. But if you're,
I agree with that.
Yeah, if you're fighting a dude who's ranked 100 in the world and for a vacant title, and he got 15 losses, it's like, okay, is that really a quality win?
Questionable. It's questionable.
Questionable. You know what I mean? So like going undisputed in itself doesn't inherently put you over guys who didn't go undisputed. Floyd that wasn't a goal of his career. Like everybody's career has different goals. Floyd never cared about going undisputed. He cared about fighting the best guys, the best names. Whether it was for undisputed or not, it was irrelevant to him.
Yeah, that's a fact, because that's how he moved. Because like I said, he beat all those champions. I mean, shit, you beat over 20 world champions. Shit, that's better than being undisputed.
That's better than undisputed.
20 world champions. You're not supposed to do that, and he did that. So
that's like going undisputed 5 times for real, if you think about it.
Yeah, technically he is undisputed because he beat over 20 world champions. So
and he beat the best guys. Floyd could have went undisputed in any of the divisions he fought in, and he could have just stayed in one division and fought each dude. But no, he would go to a division, fight the best guys there, then go to another division and fight the best guys there, and then go do the same thing. That's better than going undisputed.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, because that's basically what he did.
Facts. And not every undisputed run is the same. You also made this point with comparing the Usyk and the Canelo one. Not every undisputed run holds the same weight. Like Crawford, he beat 2 pound-for-pound fighters to go under. Like He beat a pound for pound fighter at 147 to go undisputed, and he beat a pound for pound fighter at 168 to go undisputed. That's like that holds some real weight, more weight than Canelo beat 3.
Because that means you beat the guy. You beat the guy that really, really mattered in the weight class.
You beat the lineal champion, like you beat the guy for real in the end to go undisputed. That holds more weight than somebody else's undisputed run. Like anyway, he had a really good undisputed run the second time around when he beat Fulton. That was a really good one. But the one before that, he beat a dude. I don't remember. I think his name is Paul Butler. I think.
Yeah. That's who it was.
That guy was nobody. But shout out to Inoue for collecting the belts and everything. But his second run, Inoue beat somebody. He beat Fulton. Like, okay, that's the real deal. He beat Donaire for the WB in the rematch for the WBC. It's like, okay, that's a solid run. You can look at Inoue's 2 undisputed runs and then see which one is better. We know which one is better, the second one. So
that's a fact.
Yeah, not every undisputed run holds the same weight.
Yeah, that's a fact. I agree with that. Inoue is a great champion, great work, great fighter. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to that fight he got coming up.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. They don't want to talk about it for some reason, but Inoue versus Nakatani, that's a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I'm talking about that shit. I'm doing a full video the week before that fight comes. I'm definitely talking about that.
Definitely got
my shit.
Facts.
If I got to get up at 4 a.m. to watch that shit, I'm gonna do
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that shit.
I'm gonna do it though. That's the one time I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wake up early for this one. Before I go to work, I'm gonna watch the fight, and yeah, it is what it is. It's worth it.
That's the shit.
Facts.
Why do you guys got in that fight?
I got Inoue.
Yeah, I got Inoue. It's gonna be a great fight. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Nakatani up. I wouldn't even say, because I know Nakatami's last fight, there was some chatter that it was underwhelming or whatever, and it is what it is. But me personally, I really like Nakatani. I think he's a really good fighter.
He's good.
I'm not saying he's the best, but he's very good for what he can do. Like, that dude is legit. I like Nakatani. So I'm not going to say it'll be an upset if he beats Inoue. I'm going to give a little bit more respect than that.
Yeah.
But I think Inoue is going to win. But if Nakatani were to win, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, hey, Nakatani, he nice with it. He found the way to get him. But I think Inoue's going to win.
I agree. I think Nakatani has avenues to win. He is a southpaw and he does hit hard. And Inoue, he did get dropped by a southpaw with a good on the left hand.
Good point.
He got avenues, but I just think Inoue is going to win because Nakatani, I noticed he loads up on a lot of his shots and he throws wide shots, which is good. But if you find somebody like Inoue who throws,
you can't really do that.
You can't really do that because he's gonna hit you with those combinations on the inside. He's gonna get in between that shit. So
yeah, because Inoue can pretty much do everything. He can fight on the outside. He can fight on the inside. He's athletic. He's fast. He got good footwork. He got a good jab. He punches hard enough, so he can pretty much. His defense is not bad. He can pretty much do everything.
Facts. Like he's a more capable fighter overall than Nakatani. But Nakatani has a chance. Like he has an avenue to win.
Yeah. There's definitely some avenues he can use to get that dub.
Facts. So you think he's gonna win by KO?
Either I think Nakatani is gonna. I think Inoue. I think it's gonna be 12 rounds. I don't think he's gonna knock Nakatani out.
Probably will.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be 12 rounds. 12 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 12 rounds.
With Inoue and MJ, I told people that fight was gonna go all 12, but Inoue's gonna win, but it's gonna go all 12. Inoue's not really cracking the same way he was
at the smaller weight classes. I noticed that.
Right. Now he can still knock people out, but it's not going to be like the same. It's not going to be the same.
It feels like he has to work harder to knock you out now.
Thank you. Facts.
He has to work harder. Back in the earlier weight classes, smaller weight classes. He was just able to just do it. But it feels like now he has to work harder. Like it's going to be a little bit more, difficult.
Definitely. I agree with that. That's what it is. He has to work a little bit harder. He's probably going to try to go for 12, coast it to the 12 that's going to be easier for him than to just try to force a knockout and get in a dangerous situation, stuff like that.
It's funny though about the Inoue, the knockout thing, because you can kind of say that about Dave, about Benavidez. When he went to 75, he was beating the hell out of those guys, but the knockouts weren't there.
Yeah, facts.
But to be honest with you though, Inoue, in my opinion, he's a more knockout puncher. This is going to sound crazy, but he's more of a knockout guy than Benavidez. Benavidez is more of a accumulation puncher. He gets you out the way.
No,
he gets you out the way doing that. In a way, in my opinion, is more of a I can hit you with one shot and get you out.
No, that's a
you know
fact.
what I mean?
Look at Inoue versus like Luis Neri. Like Inoue's punches, he had Neri like almost flying back. Like
he's ripped, got him up out of there.
Yeah. Inoue, like look at what he did to Fulton. Sent Fulton flying with a punch. Like Inoue sending dudes flying with a punch. Now he moved up and it's not the same. Like you say, he has to work harder now. So now it is more of an accumulation thing for Inoue now. But Inoue before, for sure. Like one punch, he'll send you flying away. And he can still do that. But it's like you say, he got to work harder for it now. Because that's what happens when you move up in weight.
Because I think when Benavidez fought Morrell, I think he realized I can't knock this dude out. I'm gonna have to just beat this guy. I can't knock. He's not gonna go down, bro. Because he hit him with some big shots in that fight, and he didn't go nowhere. He didn't even buckle. He just kept.
No, like he was going for it in that fight. Like
he was trying to, but he couldn't do it. And I think he just realized, you know what? I'm just going to beat him. I can't knock him out. There's no knockout. I'm just going to have to win a 12-rounder.
Right.
I honestly think that's what he was thinking in that fight.
Facts. But
he hit that nigga with some uppercuts, bro. I'm like, bro, how the fuck's he still standing?
He was going crazy on Morrell. That's what you said. That's an underrated fight. Benavidez was just like, he took the fight to him, and Morrell wasn't backing down. Like he wanted to win too. He wasn't just a punching bag.
Exactly.
Benavidez, like you said, he was like, you know what, bro? I don't even think I can knock this dude out. Let me just take it to a. Also, with that fight in the Morrell, there was a moment where Morrell kind of caught Benavidez off balance, and Benavidez went down, but it wasn't like a real knockout.
Yeah.
He hit his arm, and he just fell.
And he fell. Yeah,
it wasn't a knockdown, but I noticed that with Benavidez, he gets caught off position sometimes.
But sometimes he'll be out of position. He can get caught.
He'll be squared and then he'll get caught. That's how he got knocked down by Ronald Gavril. But he's been improving on that. You know, he's been improving on his stance and everything. And that comes with being a forward, front foot pressure fighter. Like you're gonna be in the square stance sometimes. That's just how it is. But Now he been working on that though. I just remembered that though. He got that little bogus knockdown against Morrell.
Yeah, that was definitely an underrated fight. People don't talk about that as much. That fight deserves more love. That was a great fight.
Definitely. I'm gonna rewatch that right now after we're done with this train. Now that you just brought it up.
Yeah, definitely a great watch. I watched it again not too long ago.
Oh yeah,
pretty sure I'm gonna watch it again.
Definitely.
Soon.
Facts. I was actually just rewatching Benavidez versus Andrade. That was a good fight.
Man, he did Andrade too dirty in that one.
Like, real, man, bro.
He did that nigga dirty, bro. Like, come on, Dave.
That was crazy. And Andrade was actually throwing hands at the beginning.
Yeah, he just couldn't do nothing with him. He couldn't do nothing with him.
He couldn't do nothing with him. And then Benavidez just like he started throwing the most wild overhands. Like, bro, Andrade was done.
Exactly. I think it was the second round. He hit him with a right hand, bro, and he almost went down. I saw it. I remember because I watched that fight live, and I remember when I saw that, I was this fight is over, bro.
Yeah, me too.
What's he going to do now? He knows nothing. It's over with. Then I noticed he started moving more after that. Like he's not trying to go toe to toe. It's a wrap, bro. David finna tear this nigga head off.
He couldn't deal with the power like that Benavidez had. Benavidez is actually an accurate puncher, and he has it. Benavidez's offense is deceptive. Like I noticed he'll do a little dip, and then he'll come with an overhand with the dip. It'll look like he's slipping a punch, but then he'll come with the overhand, and like that's the shot that Andrade got caught with, and he got dropped with it. So like Benavidez,
I try to tell them dudes, bro. He's very technical on the inside. He's not just some brainless forward fighter. I try to tell them dudes over there. He's not. He's way more skilled than that, and them dudes don't want to listen.
Yeah, bro. And he showed different things in like each fight. Like in the Vosdick fight, people were criticizing that performance, saying that he got tired and he couldn't stop him. You know what they do, but in that fight, I noticed Benavidez. That's when he started really leveling up his head movement, and his counters. Like you could tell he got in the lab and worked on that. Like he would slip. He did a lot of good slip counters. He was countering with combinations over Vosdick. So like. And then now that's really a part of what Benavidez does a lot more. Like he's shown more defensive ability and stuff like that because people were criticizing his head movement. He worked on it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he has a really good high guard where it's like it's kind of hard to penetrate it.
Yeah,
like he's gotten better with that. Like his high guard's gotten better to the point where it's like it's harder and harder to penetrate it.
Good point. Yep.
Like you're hitting that glove instead of hitting him in his arms, and then he's able to like hit you back, like you said, slip counters and all that.
Yep, the active high guard. That's what
with Benavidez, I would like to see more of. I would like to see a little. I like to see a better. His jab is not bad, but I want to see a better jab. That's why I said earlier in the stream, like this Zurdo fight, he's going to need a jab in this fight. I still got him winning, but he's going to need a jab. I need to see. Hopefully, he's jabbing in this fight.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going to need that in this fight. He's going to need just going forward in general. Like he's talking about fighting Bivol after that, not to look.
Oh yeah, you definitely need a jab for that.
He's going to need. He's definitely going to need a jab for that.
Definitely,
Bivol or Beterbiev. He's definitely going to need a jab for that.
Definitely, yeah. So I mean, that's a great point with his jab. Like he has a decent jab and he lands it, but you want to see him not even just a jab. Use his lead hand more, like in general. Lead hand feints, probe with his lead hand, keep it out a little bit, frame and stuff like that. Like that adds a lot too. It's you want to just move forward with a high guard and just throw. You can't do that with everybody. You can't do that with Bivol. You can't just,
exactly.
Yeah, even like Beterbiev, he had to bring his jab game into the Bivol fight a little bit too, because you can't just move forward with a high guard on Dimitri. That's what Canelo did, and you saw what happened to him. You can't just do that.
Exactly. You can't do that.
Yeah, so that's facts. He needs to incorporate that into his game moving forward. The lead hand.
Yeah, that's a fact. He's definitely going to need that.
Facts.
So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been a great stream so far.
For sure, man. Hey, I was on Twitter. I made a little post that got some traction about Dmitry Pirog.
Yeah, what's good? Guy. Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, facts. He was the dude who knocked out Danny Jacobs, but his career had to get cut short because he had back problems. That dude was cold though. That dude was good.
Yeah, he was solid. He was really good. I think had he not had them back issues, he probably would have been a champion. Probably would have been like a household name. I believe that.
Facts.
So, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Soviet style, but he mixed it with the American style because he studied Floyd. He was studying Floyd.
Yeah.
He mixed like the Soviet style with the American style. He had this unique, slick Soviet American hybrid style, and I thought that was pretty cool.
See, that's funny because Bivol, I saw an old interview Bivol did where he was talking with Andre Ward.
Yeah.
And he said that he studied Larry Holmes and he studied a little bit of Floyd and a little bit of Roy Jones Jr. coming up.
I can see that.
And then when you watch him fight, it's like you said, you can see that. Because he said Larry Holmes, he said when he was growing up living in Russia, he said Larry Holmes was somebody that he used to watch a lot. Classic Larry Holmes video.
Yep.
Because Larry Holmes, a lot of people don't know this about Larry Holmes, but Larry Holmes has one of the best jabs in boxing history. Like his jab was legendary. It's one of the best jabs.
His jab was on point, and he trained with Muhammad Ali. So like he took a lot of pointers from Ali and added it to his own game and then perfected it. Like his jab was on point in his footwork.
Yeah, called him the East Coast Assassin. That was his nickname.
For sure. Larry Holmes was like that, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know that about Larry Holmes. You know, old school. A lot of these young guys that don't be up on the old school like that. But Larry Holmes one of the best. Larry Holmes one of the best.
Definitely. He was tough too because he fought Ernie Shavers, who's one of the hardest punchers in boxing. His dude hit so hard his glove exploded in one fight. Like that's how hard. Yeah. And he hit Larry Holmes so hard. Larry Holmes went down. It looked like he died, but he got up from that, and he ended up winning the fight. So Larry Holmes had a lot of resilience, which was crazy to have Mike Tyson, KO'd him and everything. But when he was in his prime, Larry Holmes was damn near unbeatable for real.
Yeah, he was. He was an ultimate fighter. He was legit. Larry Holmes was nice. All them dudes, that was back when the heavyweight division was popping, 70s and 80s. It kind of went in reboot mode in like the mid 80s when Mike Tyson came because all the legendary, they kind of got old, they aged out. Mm-hmm. But Mike Tyson held it down. Then the 90s it was lit.
Facts.
In the 2000s, and then that's when the international fighters took over after Lennox Lewis retired. That's when the Klitschko brothers had it on lock. And Joshua came out early 2010s.
Brought back some life. Yeah.
Hold up. I have a question for Enoch. Do you think do you think those fighters are boring?
Who? Oh, Enad, the dude, the troll in the chat. He says ain't
Yes.
gonna fight his brothers. Yeah, so was Benavidez and Canelo brothers then? Did they fight? Because y'all talk about black fighters not fighting each other. Did Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight? I mean, that was the biggest fight in Black American boxing at the time that people demanded. That fight happened. What about Canelo and Benavidez? These dudes is trolls, bro. Like,
that's all rage bait and trolling.
Yeah, talking about brothers.
And I want him to answer that, please.
Nobody deleted your comment, bro. He's a troll, bro. This dude's a troll.
Yeah, he trolls me all the time. That dude.
Yeah.
They said he always be bringing my name up in dude stream, and he's always trolling me. So yeah, that dude.
Yep.
I don't even get mad. I just be laughing at that shit.
Rose Maverick, he said Ali admitted Shavers. That's true. Ali did admit Ernie Shavers was the hardest puncher. I don't know why Ali fought Ernie Shavers when Ali was at the end of his career. That was a crazy fight. If y'all didn't see it, Ali won, but he took.
Do you think Shakur and Keyshawn are boring, or Devin Haney are boring?
Enad, you gonna say yeah? He says no, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know if he's referring to you, but yeah, Keyshawn is a spectacular fighter.
Yeah, Keyshawn, the truth.
His last.
All these guys are good, though. I mean, it's pro boxing at its highest level. All these guys are good. Some are better than others, but all these guys are good.
Yeah, for sure. All of them.
So when they say boring fighters, I call cap, because it's like, if you truly appreciate boxing, you can't really say it's boring.
Haney's last fight wasn't boring against Brian Norman.
Nah, a lot of Haney fights are not boring. The only fight that Haney did that I wasn't feeling, and I admitted this multiple times, was the Ramirez fight. That was just a weird fight, because that's not really how he's fought. Yeah. I seen him not fight like that, and I was like, what's going on? Other than that, his fights don't be boring to me. Like the Ryan fight wasn't boring. The Prograis fight wasn't boring. The Loma fight wasn't boring. The Jojo Diaz fight wasn't boring. The Linares fight wasn't boring.
Okay, he said Shakur and Devin are boring.
No, they're not.
Forget about it.
No,
I don't agree with that.
If they're boring, then why do you want to see them fight? Specifically you,
He can't even answer that. But it's like they say all these dudes are boring, but when I say, okay, name the boring performances, they only name one fight at best. Like
that's what happened with the Shakur thing. The weird fight he had with De Los Santos. Because like Devin, he's had many of fights where he's not boring. He's actually coming forward, fighting guys in the pocket. Yeah, Oscar Valdez, William Zepeda, and they still disrespect Shakur and say he's boring, or they keep bringing up that one fight. But it's like, okay, that's one fight. He has like over 15 fights, right? So what other fights where he's doing that? No answer. It's always an argument instead of an answer.
When you look at it, all of the plenty of fighters have at least one fight where it's like it's not really that good. Like, wait, which fighter holds the record for the least punches in a fight, in a whole championship fight? Isn't it Canelo Alvarez against William Skull?
William Skull, Canelo, versus William Skull.
So what do we every fighter has, like, at least, not every fighter, but most fighters have one performance where it's like it's not that good, it's off.
Okay, he said he had multiple boring fights. Okay,
name more than one.
Okay, then why do you want to see them fight? That's my point. Then why are you calling out for these fights? Don't watch them.
BYU. Great point, BYU. They say brother this, brother that, but then you claim they boring. So
then ignore the fights. Right. Why are you calling out
to fight certain guys, but then turn around? That's Canelo had one off night. Shakur had one off night too. What are you talking about?
You said clamoring for these fights, and then why do you care?
Exactly. Like,
okay, like Solidus, he says he doesn't watch women's boxing. They fucking ignore it.
It's really that simple. If you don't like something, if you claim you don't like something, or you don't follow something, just why talk about it and clamor about it? So
BYU said it's facts. Like, I don't. Facts. No disrespect to the ladies. The ladies is doing their thing, but I'm not a fan of women's boxing. So for that reason, I don't watch it. I had no idea Clarissa Shields was fighting back in February. That's how much I don't watch it. I swear to God, I didn't even know. Somebody had to remind us. I didn't even know that. They're saying there's a fight tonight, but I'm watching the basketball games instead. I'm not watching that.
Simple as that.
That bad chick is fighting. They're saying
Baumgartner.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. No disrespect. Watching the back. They got the NBA play-in games. I'm watching that instead.
Yep.
No disrespect. So
Shakur
yeah, that's a
versus
good point. I said, well, BYU saying it now. I said that a while ago. Y'all claim these fighters are boring. Y'all don't like these guys. Why you want to see them fight then? That doesn't make sense.
It makes
Because
zero sense.
Enod, he rolls with IBFP.
Yeah.
And so he has the same talking points IBFP guy. You know, IBFP saying the black fighters are boring, they don't fight each other.
Right.
So that's, if you're constantly harping on that, that means you don't like those guys. So why are you paying attention to that then? You would think IBFP would be talking about different boxers that he likes. He will focus on that. And Enod fucks with IBFP, so you would think he do the same thing. Right. These guys are constantly talking about fighters that they claim are boring and want to see fight. That doesn't make sense.
And then, so look, they talk about Tank, they talk about Shakur, Keyshawn, all these dudes all day long, but they claim that they're boring and they don't fight each other and all this stuff. So if that's the case, why are you talking about them? Talk about the guys you claim. Talk about Usyk and we don't want to talk about Usyk and Inoue and all these guys. That's topics on our channel. But go over there. All they want to talk about is the guys they claim they dislike. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make. I don't get it either.
Like it makes. And then he's saying Artem Harutyunyan, Shakur versus Artem Harutyunyan wasn't a boring fight at all. It was a good fight.
Yeah, I thought it was a good fight.
It wasn't no Hagler versus Hearns, but it was a good fight though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not every fight
cool.
like that. It was cool. De Los Santos is the one fight at Shakur where you could say that was legitimately a boring fight. That's the only one in his whole career.
And that fight overall was weird, but it had some good moments in it though. Like I saw Shakur hit him. He hit him with a nice little counter, or whatever. It wasn't much of it, but there was some good moments in that fight. But that was a weird fight. But that's just one fight though. But I've seen Shakur fight guys where he's in the pocket, he's hitting guys, and he's winning these fights. Like he did Oscar Valdez. Go back and watch that Oscar Valdez fight. That was a big fight at the time. Unification fight. Everybody was talking shit. They wanted Valdez to win. He was working with Canelo. Remember, Oscar Valdez is a Canelo fighter. He works with that camp. So they were saying, oh, this is going to beat Shakur. They're going to beat him. They fought. He did Oscar Valdez dirty, and he fought him straight up. He's in the pocket, hitting his ass. He dropped him in one, I think, 5th round, if I'm not mistaken. But he dropped him in there. He had his face all fucked up. Yeah. So it's like, and he has plenty of fights like that. And he just did T.O. He just did T.O. T.O. is a high quality fighter. Right. I know T.O. be saying a lot of crazy shit and dumb shit, but when it comes to boxing, T.O.'s a high quality fighter, and he just did him dirty.
Exactly.
So,
and Enod saying they were booing him Onslaught. Yeah, Enod, they were booing him when he was fighting Oscar Valdez too. He was getting booed in that fight too. So
and he beat his ass.
And he beat him up, and everybody saw that he beat him up, and they booed him there as well. Booing somebody doesn't automatically mean the fight is boring. Like, what are you talking about? There's
a lot of the times they booing because the guy they want to lose is winning.
Exactly.
A lot of times they boo for that reason.
They were booing Lamont Roach when he was outboxing Pitbull. They were booing him, and he was winning.
That's a fact.
So it's like, yeah, what's your point?
Yeah, so Enod is, like I said, he ride with the IBFP guy, so he's saying them same narrative. So
the troll,
you already know what he's going to do.
Yeah,
because that's the same thing IBFP would say.
Facts. He would say the same thing, literally.
Floyd got booed all the time.
Floyd gets booed so many times, outboxing the hell out of Shane Mosley and all these dudes, and he was getting booed the whole fight. He got booed when he was fighting Pacquiao. And that,
he fought Pacquiao, he got booed.
People try to do revisionist history and act like that fight was boring. That fight wasn't boring. That was a fight. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd fought. Like there was no run-in or whatever they claim it was, and people booed him when he was outboxing Pacquiao. So, you know how it is.
See, even Hamed Boxing know what time it is. He said he finds the criticism of Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson strange. I knew I wasn't alone. That shit's weird as hell, bro. Like, what the hell is everybody tripping off of?
And Hamed said Shakur not his cup of tea, but he keeping it 100. Like, the criticism is like weird. It coming from
it's weird, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to speak on that too, because like Devin does like the most in like around that division, and they criticize the shit out of him.
Yeah. Hey, great point though, because you know how they always be clamoring about unifications. Unifications are everything, right? And then the dude, Goof Troop IBFP, made a video saying that Devin fighting Ryan or fighting Rolly is trash fights, even though those are guys champions in his division. He said those unification fights are trash. So 1 second you're clamoring about how this dude is not good because he didn't unify, but the next second when this dude is trying to unify, all of a sudden it's trash. even though Ryan and Devin rematch is a fight that a lot of people want to see. Everybody want to see for real, but it's
one of
trash.
the top 3 biggest fights in boxing.
Literally, that's a huge fight. Like, but it's trash just because Ryan, whatever, he's a champion in the division and he fought Devin. It's a rematch. That makes sense. But you know, these dudes, they can't keep the same energy. He said,
"How they definitely keep the same energy."
He just listened to IBFP stream and they still talk about Crawford and Canelo. Yep, no surprise.
IFP Diddy.
Yeah, IBFP did. Same Shakur advocating for a Conor Ben fight. Yeah, I don't want to see Shakur versus Conor Ben. I'm not really that interested in it, but there's other good fights for Shakur around his weight. I'm pretty sure he's gonna fight Raymond Murataya next.
Yeah, I got it. I'm glad you said that. You said that. I got a feeling that's who he's going to fight next. I got a feeling it's going to be him.
Facts.
I'm glad you said that. I was thinking that. I was like, I might fuck around and wake up one day and look at my phone. Oh, it's announced Shakur Stevenson versus Raymond Murataya. I really believe that's going to happen. If that's something, anything can change. It can be wrong. But I think I agree with you on that. I think it's going to be him next. I think that's his next opponent.
Yeah, facts.
Because I heard something that they were talking. So if these sources are legit.
Yep.
But I think that's going to be his next fight. That fight makes sense.
For sure, definitely makes sense. And me personally, I like Shakur best at 135 right now because Lamont Roach and Zepeda are about to fight for a vacant title, and I think Roach is going to win. So if Roach wins that, he'll be a champ. Tank is a champ in that division as well. And then you got Shakur, Tank, Roach, and Shakur and Abdullah Mason all in one division. Like that's hella good fights can come from that. So
yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I just Hamed Boxing, he said that Shakur versus Zepeda fight was exciting.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That was a hell of a fight.
That was the best fight on there. I told you, Onslaught, you heard me. I told you this before. That was the best fight on, in my opinion. That was the best fight on that whole fight card.
On that card and the whole card. Fact.
Last year in New York, yeah, that was my favorite fight on that fight card.
That's my personal favorite Shakur Stevenson fight. That fight has some suspense to it. You know what I mean? Because you see a guy like Zepeda, he throwing so many punches. Like, yo, if you let him get over, he can win a decision just off of his volume alone. Like,
yeah.
So it's like it was interesting for Shakur how he's going to approach that fight, and it was a moment where Shakur got caught off balance with a jab.
They're talking about the third round when he got hit.
That's the first time we ever seen Shakur really take like a clean hit for real. So it was overall a cool fight all around. It was a good fight.
Yeah, that was a great fight. That was my favorite fight on that whole card. That was a dope fight card too, with a lot of good fights on there. That Morrell fight was good, but that was my favorite. The Shakur versus Zepeda. That was a good one.
Definitely.
Shakur had to hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "It's all about Devin being a diva about unifying." That's ridiculous. And he said, "Tank better not have any outstanding warrants." No, that's that troll. That's that trolling.
He's trolling, bro.
Like, trolling.
Like, you think that's supposed to like make me mad or something because I'm a Tank fan, bro? I don't even care, bro. That's a legal issue that he got going on. If he's guilty, then he's guilty. If not, then whatever. Like, it's just that ain't got nothing to do with us, bro. We talking about boxing.
Talking about boxing, like you said earlier. I'm gonna start using what you said. Like, give me a boxing topic. I don't want to talk about outside the ring.
Thank you.
He's not talking about boxing.
That's the IFP Diddy like minions.
Yeah.
I want to hear a boxing topic.
They want to troll. Like, they want to troll. Hey, Enad, are you a fan of Diego Pacheco? Is Diego Pacheco a boring fighter? Answer that question.
Bro, he sucks. Like,
talk about him. You talking about Shakur is boring. That I'm gonna give you a real boring fighter. Go watch Diego Pacheco last fight against Sajo. All he did the whole fight was clinch. That's literally it. The whole fight.
Yeah, I used to think he was okay, but then his last couple of fights,
me too.
Like, now I'm looking like, he might.
Yeah, I used to think he was cool too, but like his last few fights, it's like all he's been doing is just clinching. The whole fight. I'm like, this is what I claim Devin is though, but Devin is knocking Brian Norman down. Devin actually doing something. This dude is clinching the whole fight. It's like, yo. He said, I don't watch Diego Pacheco. Yeah, I know you don't, bro. I know you don't. You only watch the guys you claim you don't like. That's what you do.
That's just so weird to me, bro. Like you just said, they watch guys they talk about and watch guys they don't like. That's just weird behavior to me. I just don't. That's part of the reason why I ended up clashing with them dudes, because I'm like, bro, why the fuck are they talking about niggas they don't like? They don't like these guys.
They need to prey on their downfall.
That's all it is, bro. It's like, look,
yeah, but you do that, and you expose yourself as a hater. Like, why would you do that to yourself?
That's literally exposing yourself as a hater. It makes no sense to be clamoring about some guys that you claim you don't like and you don't want to see them fight. But then
because they're over there right now praying that Benavidez lose to Zerto. What type of hating ass shit is that?
That's weird, bro. Like, that's weird. People will say, "Oh, Onslaught a Tank fan, Onslaught a Tank." Bro, Lamont Roach is about to fight Zepeda. Bro, I rock with Lamont Roach. He's I was a fan of Roach before he fought Tank. Like, and when Tank and Roach rematch, if Roach wins and takes Tank's spot, I got no problem with that.
We can accept it. We don't cry like that. We can accept that.
I don't care, bro. Like, I care about who displays the most skill and who's the best in the ring. You know,
he said we hate anyway. We just talking about we were just talking about anyway like 30 minutes ago,
bro. Like,
this is damn near. I don't think he's either trolling or he really don't know. This is damn near an Inouye fan club over here.
Damn near.
Onslaught, BYU, we all are big Inouye fans. We just were talking about Inouye like 20 minutes ago, and we were all saying positive stuff. And we did the last 2 streams we were doing it. So he either don't know or he's trolling. Like, we're damn near Inouye fan club over here.
Yeah, I know he's a troll for sure. Rose Maverick, he said he think Roach won the first fight. That's fair. You can go seven rounds, 5 either way or a draw, but it wouldn't be hard to find 7 rounds for Roach in that fight. That was a very close fight.
Lamont Roach is a great fighter. I thought he won the Pitbull Cruz fight, me personally.
Me too.
I thought he won that fight. Yeah. The Tank fight was a great fight. Mm-hmm. If they would have called that knee thing, it would have been a disqualification. So Tank should have lost, but they didn't do that.
Facts.
So but that was a great fight. And then he's fighting Zepeda, like you said. Good fight. Because like I said, I don't think Zepeda is a skill guy, but what he does will keep you on edge. The pressure constantly, he just keeps coming. And I don't see him getting knocked out. But I think Roach might fuck around and figure something out. So we'll see what's up with that.
Lamont
that'll
Roach,
be a good fight.
Good fight.
You said what?
This is why I like Roach. Like, all his last fights, he went from fighting Hector Garcia, Tank, then he fought Pitbull, now he fights it. Like, he putting on good fights. He run into the smoke in all of these fights. And he's showing skill level and improvement in every single fight. So that's why I respect Roach. And the Zepeda fight, like you said, Zepeda not really that skilled of a guy, but the pressure he applies is what's going to make it like, you know, you got to be on point. I think Roach will win because if you look at the Tevin Farmer fight with Zepeda, the first fight was really close. Tevin Farmer had a lot of success against Zepeda.
Yeah.
Counter punching. So Roach's defense and countering, he should be able to get the job done, but he got to be on point, like you said.
Yeah. Zepeda's going to just keep coming forward, keep trying to push him back. So he got to be mindful of that. Unless you're Roach has shown he can fight off the back foot. I don't think he can fight off the back foot as good as Shakur. I don't know. I don't think so. No. But he can do a little bit. Because I feel like, you know, back foot fighting is so important because you might fuck around and get matched up with somebody that's just going to keep coming forward. And no matter what you do, they're just going to keep coming forward, or you might get pushed back. But if you can fight off the back foot at a high level, it won't bother you as much. You know what I'm saying? So back foot fighting is important. And I'm not sure Roach can fight on the back foot at that high of a level.
No.
But he should be able to figure something out.
Yeah,
maybe he stops Zepeda. Shit, who knows? I don't see it, but shit, I've been surprised before.
That would be crazy, man. I mean, I feel like he should just try to take the same approach as Tevin Farmer, fight in mid range because that's where Lamont Roach fights best. Use the shoulder, you know what I mean, and just counter.
He says, "Riddle me this: how come y'all beg for Canelo Benavidez but not?"
He's a troll. What's Benavidez and Crawford?
Hold up. I wanted to see that fight because I would have seen Crawford beat Benavidez's ass.
I think Crawford will win too. I think Crawford would beat Benavidez at 168. But the thing is, this question is so dumb because Benavidez wasn't the 168 pounder when Crawford beat Canelo. What's your point? Canelo and Benavidez were in the same weight. Crawford and Benavidez weren't. That's a dumb question.
The thing about that though is it's more rage bait because
Yeah,
I guarantee you, Enoch doesn't give a fuck about Crawford fighting Benavidez. It's just I want to see Crawford lose. I
That's
bet
it.
you he's not truly interested in seeing that fight. He just wants to see Crawford lose. It's the
That's the
same
funny-
thing as it's the same thing as IBFP. He
Yep.
don't really care about these matchups. He just wants to see these guys lose.
That's
Hater
it.
shit.
That's literally it.
And that's
That's
the
all it
funny
is.
thing. They want to see Crawford Benavidez, but not Benavidez versus Canelo.
Who are at the same weight class, and Canelo and Benavidez was Canelo's mandatory, and they were in the same division. Y'all didn't want to see that, but Crawford moves up to 68 and beats Canelo in his first fight. Now all of a sudden he got to fight the 175 pounder. These guys are like delusional. They live in a whole different world. You know what I mean? I always used to say I want to put on some Canelo fanboy glasses and watch a fight and see what they see, because clearly it ain't the same thing that we see. Some
Exactly.
weird,
It definitely ain't. They got a different vision.
crazy. Then he see here we go with the activation.
Okay,
Man,
dude, no, Enoch, you had to know that Suleiman was protecting him.
literally though, literally, Mauricio Suleiman, Canelo
Yeah.
best friend. Every
Yeah,
time,
like the franchise belt, like
yeah, come on, bro. Every time Benavidez fights the fight that's supposed to be the mandatory fight, like he fights Caleb Plant, that was supposed to be the final title eliminator. Now all of a sudden he got to fight Andrade, another title eliminator. Then they
like
offer
how,
him,
like
yeah,
how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet when Canelo comes back? He's gonna get the BBC belt, like
when
that.
we can bet he gonna fight in Billy for Canelo. Definitely gonna fight in Billy for the WBC for sure. No, Suleiman actually after Crawford got stripped, because remember Crawford didn't pay the sanctioning fees, and they made a whole fuss about that. And then Mauricio Suleiman, they stripped Terrence Crawford, and literally he said, "We got the WBC on a silver platter for Canelo whenever he want to come back." That's Mauricio Suleiman's own words. So it's just ridiculous. Benavidez this whole time been Canelo's mandatory. They never ordered the fight. Now all of a sudden, when Crawford gets stripped for the WBC belt, here you go, Canelo. Fight whoever you want for this title. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ridiculous.
The most like the WBC, they like bend the rules to that fucker.
Yeah, I mean, you could think about it, and it's always something that people forget to mention. They overlook is the sanctioning fees. Canelo makes the most money in boxing, damn near. He's the guy who makes the most money, and the WBC, they take a percentage of that with every Canelo fight. So it's in the best interest for Canelo to remain the WBC champion, because he has the biggest fight purse, and that means the biggest sanctioning fees going to the WBC.
Right,
so
right.
If Benavidez beats Canelo, and Benavidez is not making anywhere near the same amount of money as Canelo, they're taking from now on, that point where Benavidez is WBC champ at 68, they're taking the sanctioning fees from Benavidez. It's his $2 million, $3 million, or $5 million purse, compared to Canelo's $150 million purse. That's a conflict of interest right there. But that's more of an issue with boxing, just like in general, you know, how that works. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, somebody else was explaining that to me, because I didn't understand it at first, and what they explained, it lined up with what you just said.
Yeah, definitely. The sanctioning fees, like,
And when Canelo tested positive, the WBC cleared him, and I'm like,
didn't they raise like,
dude,
the limit of the clenbuterol for him or something like that?
Oh,
yeah,
like, bro, like, use Enoch. I don't know if you're still there, but dude, use your brain, like.
Enoch doesn't have a brain, bro. He a troll.
that shit that IBFP Diddy like is telling you,
y'all keep trying to use IBFP talking points, but you got to understand, you can't use his talking points. It's always going to lead to a dead end. He can do it, and he can like mute your mic and yellow, but you can't do it though. It's never going to work. You're always going to get exposed and cooked, because it's not based off of any like basis, any facts.
Yeah, it's not real. It's just made up.
Made up trolling. Like this. Come on, bro. How y'all call yourself boxing fans and you don't even want to see Canelo and Benavidez? That make no sense.
Yeah, that's the same thing I was saying, because I was on there a year ago. I was fighting like hell defending Benavidez. They over there that crazy shit. I'm like, man, what these dudes is crazy as hell. Argue every single time. Like it never ended. And now I guess Ashley Knuckles is going over there still. They're arguing with him. Same shit.
He the last guy like standing strong over there, and it's like he got the whole panel jumping him, anytime he tries to, make a point about Benavidez or whatever, they go crazy.
Say gay jokes.
Yeah, that exactly. Trolling, bunch of weird. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, that Benavidez, that's like Rose Maverick said, that's a big fight to make.
Oh yeah,
definitely fucking with that.
Definitely.
So
definitely.
But I kind of like, even though I would like that fight, I ain't gonna lie, I'm more interested in the Benavidez versus Bivol. I really want to see that fight.
Sure. Me too. I'm more interested in that. It just depends if Benavidez make the decision to go back down or not, or stay. But for sure, the more interesting fight is the Bivol fight for sure.
Yeah, because that's kind of like a long time in the making type fight. So it's like,
yeah.
It finally happens. Like you would appreciate it because it finally happened. Stuff like that. The Ja fight is cool though.
Yeah. Ja fight definitely is good if he decides to stay at cruiser for sure.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, man. But trolling is real, man. That's what they do.
That's all they know how to do.
Out.
Now, if you bring up real boxing, talk about like what actually goes on in the ring, all of a sudden their minds go blank. They don't want to talk anymore now. They just
right. I was like, where'd he go?
He disappeared. No, yeah. We started going in detail, actually talking about the boxing. Now Enod is nowhere to be found. He went back to the IBFP Diddy stream, and he's just Yeah,
he said Hamed Boxing. He said that they're talking about the Crawford and Canelo again. Same
surprise.
Surprise. Same nonsense again.
Nonsense. Still on that, PTSD.
That fight was 7 months ago. Can you believe it? That's almost a year.
Literally, and they still on it.
7 months. They're still tripping off that. You would think by now it's like, yeah, it is what it is. Talking about something else, a new boxing topic, or if you are talking about it, you're not really being so negative about it, because you would think at this point you will be able to accept the results, so you ain't tripping like that. They still tripping like that. Like, damn, that shit crazy. Because I haven't seen I haven't seen no like this week. That was last week, but this week I haven't seen no videos. Videos were in my recommendation. I haven't seen no video of him, so I don't know if he's been talking like videos. So I don't know if he's been doing that, because I haven't seen nothing.
Me neither. I haven't seen it either.
Last week he put some stuff up, and I'm like, he's saying all type of crazy shit.
I mean, I think he's still doing it. I mean, the Shakur is, he just, whatever the general fanboys are talking about is what he's gonna make. He's saying Canelo. Oh yeah, he did. He made a video talking about Canelo and Crawford, and he basically said that Canelo was smaller the whole time. He was washed up. He was smaller, and basically that's why Crawford won. So he went full circle with the narrative now. The narrative is like,
I told Solidus went live. Was it yesterday, right? Solidus?
That was on Wednesday. Today, Friday. Yeah, that was Wednesday when I went live.
Yeah.
But I spoke on that in the chat. I'm like, bro, that's a skill issue. Like, because of
definitely.
I remember when you said that. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he did say that.
Inoue is like smaller compared to like most of his opponents.
Yeah, facts.
And Usyk is smaller.
Yep, another good point.
It's a skill issue, dude.
BYU, they don't understand. They think size is everything. If you're bigger than somebody, you automatically beat them or whatever. You know what I mean? So it just, even if Crawford is significantly bigger than Canelo, it makes no difference, because Canelo beat bigger guys before. Kovalev was bigger than Canelo. Berlanga was bigger than Canelo. It's not about the size. It's about the skill. That's what it is. But
Callum Smith at that time was bigger than Canelo.
Yeah. And they always say weight bully. I'm like, bro.
Listen, they don't even try to keep the same energy on the weight bully thing. You know what I mean? Like, the whole thing with Crawford, they try to say that he was taking advantage of smaller weight classes or whatever by being bigger than these dudes. But if you look at his rehydration weights at these weight classes, it's always less than its opponent. The few times we got to see it at 147, Crawford is rehydrating to 153. How is he a weight bully? Like, or when he fought Madrimov, I think he rehydrated 10 or 11 pounds. That's not what they consider a weight bully to be. I don't even believe in that shit, but they consider a weight bully to be somebody who rehydrates a large amount after the weigh-in and everything. But Crawford doesn't do that though. He just rehydrates a regular weight. Like it wasn't the narrative that Spence was bigger than Bud going into that fight.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. He was too big for Crawford.
He's
He's going to beat him based off of that.
Yeah,
everybody was saying that.
Literally,
well, a lot of people were saying it.
Facts. So that was the biggest fight for Crawford at 147. They said that he was a smaller guy, and it meant nothing. So could it just be
to put belt to ass, just Crawford, like he did Canelo.
Same thing. So it's like, couldn't it be that he just overcomes the weight and is just a better fighter? But they don't want to talk about that though. So
and let me say this to you.
Yeah.
And this question for both of y'all.
Yeah.
So I was this was a long time ago. I was debating on his panel, and I was saying I think Crawford's the win against Spence was better than the win against Canelo, due to the fact that Crawford beat Spence in a more dominating fashion than he beat Canelo. See, he just dominated Canelo and outboxed him, but he kind of brutalized Spence. Like he beat him down, dropped him 3 times, he stopped him, and he had Spence face all fucked up.
Definitely.
And I said that I think Spence's the Spence win was a better win based off of that.
Yeah,
they're saying that the Canelo win was better because he beat a 4-time champ and all that, accolades and all that. But what happened in the ring, he did Spence dirtier than he did Canelo. No. I mean, he whooped Canelo ass too, but he did Spence even dirtier.
No, definitely.
Like, is that cap, or is there legitimacy to that, or am I capping? Like, could I say that?
That was the most dominant performance of his career, like against Errol Spence, and that was considered a close fight going into it, and he just destroyed him. Like he literally dominated every single second of that fight, and brutally knocked him out. So you can't say that I was just rewatching that fight. I was like, you know what, this performance is way better than the Canelo one. Like this performance was perfect. The Canelo fight he won, he beat him up and everything, but it was like, Canelo had his moments. Spence had no moments against Bud at all.
Yeah, he just destroyed that dude. He dropped him. His face was all messed up. In the second round, his face was looking bad. And then it's like he just thoroughly dominated Spence.
Yeah.
And Canelo, he thoroughly outclassed him in terms of he dominated Canelo, but he did it in a more technical manner. Like, I'm just going to outbox this guy.
Right.
He hurt Canelo a little. He was hurt throughout the whole fight.
Right, not a beat down.
So I felt that the Spence win was better. They were pushing that, they were disagreeing with that or whatever, saying I was crazy and stuff. I'm like, nah, bro. I think the Spence win was was a little bit more. Both wins were impressive. So I'm not going to say one was more impressive than the other, but he did Spence dirtier than he did Canelo. So I was kind of leaning towards the Spence fight. I just don't see how somebody could disagree with it when you look at it from that perspective, but that's what they did and shit. But I shouldn't be surprised though. That's a Canelo channel, so that's
what it is. But it's like you got to separate the actual performance from like the greatness in itself of the like if you look at Ali, for example, Ali versus George Foreman, that's arguably the greatest win of his career. Not the fight itself. He did a good fight. He came with a game plan and he executed it, and he beat somebody who they didn't expect him to beat. But more so like what was behind it. People thinking that he's gonna die against George Foreman. Him being older than the guy, and the guy's in his prime, he knocked everybody out and everything. He just come in and overcame that. That's like the greatest performance of his career, but it's not Ali's best performance. Ali's best performance is like against Cleveland Williams or Sonny Liston. Like those are his best performances in terms of what he did in the ring. So you got to probably separation.
The Cleveland Williams one was good, but probably Sonny Liston. I think that was the most memorable one. Yeah, that's the one. Like all the OGs that were back, they're still around today. They always say the way he beat Sonny Liston was his most memorable win. They always say that.
Facts, definitely.
Like my pops was saying that. My grandpa said that one time. Some other elderly people that I know would say that.
Yep, same thing.
They always say the Sonny Liston one.
They always say that. So you could say that's his best. But if you were talking about in terms of the greatness, his most like the fight where he was going into it and people didn't think he was going to win at all. Sonny Liston too. Actually, to be honest, he was a huge underdog in that fight as well, though.
Right.
So I think I might just go with your point. Sonny Liston might have been his greatest win for real, because nobody expected him to win. But Ali had a lot of wins like that in his career where he was going into the fight and people thought he was gonna lose or die, and he just come over it. So facts.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. What you said with Errol Spence. It's facts.
Yeah,
Definitely.
1000%.
Honestly,
Nah,
I'll say I'll take it a step further with me. I personally think a fighter's best win is the one where they like overcome the most adversity with their opponent in the ring. So like their most difficult opponent to figure out and they crack the puzzle, I think that's their best win. So like with Crawford, my favorite performance from him is the Madrimov fight because
okay.
stylistically, Madrimov brought something that Crawford never seen before, and it was a really a bad style matchup for him on paper. Crawford, he's a natural counterpuncher, and you fight a guy who's not giving you anything to counter. He's throwing feints the whole fight. He got his footwork. He's constantly on the move and he's throwing feints, so it's really hard to read him. So Crawford had to like, and Madrimov doesn't have a lot of film either to look at. He only had 10 fights, so
Right.
like, you didn't have that much on him to study and everything. You didn't get to see him against a bunch of different styles. So Crawford had to figure that shit out in the ring, like in that moment. That was a puzzle that was in front of him that he probably didn't expect, and he adapted and he won that fight. You know, people like to look at that fight and say, "Oh, Crawford lost," or "He was super close," and all this. I look at that fight like Crawford had a challenge in front of him that he had to figure out on the spot, and he figured it out and he made the adjustments and he won. So for sure.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
that was a very challenging fight for him. The way Madrimov fight, I don't think he expected Madrimov to do that.
No, me too.
Then he was like, "Damn, this dude got some." Because Madrimov, I think Crawford did an interview recently with Sean Porter when he was talking about
the one. Yeah, he was talking about that. He was saying he throws a bunch of feints and it's awkward.
Yeah. And then he said he was really athletic too. So it wasn't like I could just catch him like that. And then he said he had really good footwork.
Better than Canelo.
And he was like, yeah, and he said that Canelo didn't have that. Like Canelo had the IQ, but didn't have the athleticism or the footwork like that.
Yes.
I heard he said that. And I was like, yeah. And he said he was like, yeah, it caught him off guard. He said he had to really lock in to beat him.
Definitely.
And he said it was crazy.
That's why I say that's my favorite performance of him, because he had to lock in the moment, because he didn't expect the dude to fight like that. He didn't have that much, info on him with the film and everything. And it's like people were looking at, that was the main fight that people looked at and said he can't beat Canelo, because these guys, not knowing anything about boxing, they think that fight looked the way it did, competitive, because of the weight. But that had nothing. Yeah, you know what I mean? They think it's because Crawford moved up.
Okay. Since you're on that talking, since you brought that up, and I was listening to the old panels, IFP Diddy's, he kept bringing that up for some reason. Yeah, acting like Canelo was in a fight exactly like that.
You know what?
That was funny. That was funny when he did that. I was questioning that too. Like, you do know there's two different styles, right? Canelo is not a high fundamental fighter like Madrimov. Like, it's two different styles. Like, he don't footwork like that. He don't think. He don't even throw jabs.
No.
Like, so it's like it's two different fighters, and that was weird that he kept saying that.
We brought that up. Me and Solidus both brought that up to on the point of like, Madrimov has way more in his bag than Canelo does. Like, y'all are saying Canelo's gonna win because of his power. That's what y'all are. That was
they kept saying knockout.
He gonna knock Crawford went life and death with. Like, come on, bro. You just pushing narratives talking about Crawford went life and death with Madrimov. I watched that fight with Madrimov, and I'm saying, you know what, Bud Crawford, if he can't handle Madrimov all 12 rounds, he's active, he's athletic. And Crawford got stronger as the fight went on, dealing with this young athletic guy, quick. He got good head movement, good footwork. What can Canelo really show Bud that's gonna really, like, bro? Like, all Canelo really can do is land a knockout shot and just end Crawford. And the chances of that happening is low. Like, but people were looking at that fight like that's the fight that sealed the deal that Crawford won't win, because he went quote unquote life and death with Madrimov. Bullshit, like, it's so stupid.
I give Madrimov.
Can you check your inbox?
Who, me?
Yeah, check your inbox real quick.
All right.
Yeah, because I give Madrimov credit though, because I feel like if Madrimov wouldn't have fought like that, he probably would have got knocked out. And I think he knew that, so he was being smart.
Yes.
See, boxing is a smart man's game. Got to be smart. And I think he knew that, so he was like, I'm gonna fight this way, and it's gonna take away my, kind of like what Karen did with Boots. Like, I'm gonna do this, and this is probably going to lower my chances of getting knocked out to the point where I don't get knocked out. Because I feel like if he would have tried to fight him straight up, he probably would have got stopped.
He would have for sure. It would end up like the Mean Machine fight, basically. But he fought smart. He fought on the outside, and Crawford said it. He said he was fighting like that to not get knocked out, and I managed him for the 12 rounds.
Yeah, so he was being smart. So yeah, so I give Magic more credit for that, but
definitely.
But I thought Crawford, like later in the fight, he adjusted and he started getting them with some good shots. Won them late, a couple of rounds, and got that dub.
He got stronger as it went on, dealing with a guy who's at a constant pace. So
yeah.
I knew, and we seen in the Canelo fight at the beginning, it was like, okay, both guys were doing something. But as the fight went on, bro, Crawford was just like getting stronger each round, round. Like at the beginning, Crawford was just, taking it a little slow and everything. But after round 5, he just heated up and he brought it to a pace that Canelo could not handle. From round
Crawford always does that though. Like the first couple rounds, he's watching to see what you're going to do, and then once he figures it out, that's when he starts tearing your ass up. And then I've been watching Crawford since he first started, because like we fuck with Crawford over here. Like we're fans over here. My pops is a big Crawford fan. That's how I got into Crawford. Like ever since like 2011, 2012, we've been like we fuck with Crawford. Mm-hmm. So when he had dreads and shit fighting on HBO, we was like we fuck with Crawford.
Damn.
So he always fights like that. But the thing about Crawford is I've never seen Crawford like have a fight where he like gets tired or he's too fatigued or he's too tired to throw a punch. That's never happened his whole career. Never.
Nope.
And I've watched a lot of Crawford fights when he was on HBO, when Roy Jones Jr. was commentating. He never had a situation where it's like he's too tired to throw a punch or like fatigued. Like, nah, that's never I've never seen that happen to him. He's always game. Always game.
Always, it's the exact opposite. Like he past the 6th round, he just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And at the end of the fight, he's just a beast. Like a lot of his knockouts come in the second half of the fight because he just gets stronger and stronger. Like the Jose Benavidez one, the Mean Machine one. Like Crawford gets stronger as the fight goes on. Canelo gets weaker as the fight goes on. And I was saying that too. Like people, it's little things in that video I made where I broke down the Crawford and Canelo thing. In the second half of the fight, Canelo he puts his hands by his shoulders. That's showing that he gets tired. He does that in all of his fights. At the second half, he starts doing this thing where he puts his hands low, and that's like a sign that he's slowing down. And if you're smart and you could pick up on that, that's the opportunity for you to take more risks and push him more. And Crawford definitely did that.
Yeah, Bivol did it too.
Bivol did it too because Canelo had his hands down in that fight. He was getting really fatigued, and Bivol noticed it, and he just took the initiative. But as a fighter, you got to be able to pick up on the signs that your opponent is tired or hurt or whatever, the subtle signs.
Right. Yeah, that's facts.
Thanks.
1,000%.
Yep.
All right, so let me ask you this, then we're gonna get up out of here.
Yeah.
This one last question. So this was an interesting debate I heard earlier this week. Mm-hmm. Get your take on it. And BYU, you can chime in as well. Who do you think is more aggressive out of Crawford and Boots? Because they were talking about this earlier. Like because Eddie Hearn made the comment. I don't know if you saw it. He said that Boots is more aggressive. Like you've seen Boots fight, obviously. You've seen Crawford fight. Who do you think is like more aggressive?
Crawford, no doubt. I don't even have to think about that. Crawford is more aggressive, way more aggressive than Boots. Boots he's more cautious than Terrence Crawford for sure. Like he likes to stay on the outside, probe with his jab, move around a little bit. Now, when it comes time to, when he feels like his opponent is not there anymore, Boots will go for the kill. He's a finisher, no doubt. But Crawford is, he imposes his will the whole fight. Crawford is there to impose his will. Look at the Benavidez fight. I mean, that says everything.
I feel like, me personally, I feel like they're about a tie in terms of the aggressiveness. Mm-hmm. I think the difference is Crawford is more intelligent. He fights in a more intelligent manner than Boots. He fights more intelligently.
Great point. Yep.
Boots is a little bit more. Boots is smart, but he's a little bit more reckless than Crawford. Just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Crawford is more. Crawford moves. He moves smarter. Like Crawford, he throws like a more educated jab than Boots. Mm-hmm. Boots has one of the best probing jabs. Yeah. Like there's so many jabs you can use. Probing jabs, one of them. Mm-hmm. Crawford don't really probe jab like that. Yeah. Crawford's kind of like he does a better job at like gauging distance than Boots, but he moves more intelligent. He fights in a more intelligent manner than Boots.
Definitely.
Boots is more like I said, a little bit more reckless or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Boots will fuck around and every once in a while he'll throw like a looping shot and shit.
Yeah,
like Crawford doesn't do that
stuff. He doesn't do that stuff.
Yeah, he's more.
Yeah, facts. Intelligent, imposes his will in a more methodical way.
Yeah, he's more of a thinker. Put it like he's more of a thinker.
Yeah, he's like aggressive but smart with his aggression. That's what
smart aggression. Let's call it that. Smart aggression.
Yeah, you don't see him get too wild, but he'll get aggressive, but not in a wild way. Boots, if he sees like his opponent is hurt, he'll go and get a little reckless, like you said. He'll go a little crazy, and if a certain opponent might not be smart to do that against him. Terrence Crawford, he gets aggressive and stuff, but he does it in a smart way. He approaches it in a smart way, and he doesn't just go crazy and go wild. He used to when he was younger. Like he'll do that. He did that against Gamboa and stuff. But for the majority of his career, Crawford didn't fight like that.
Yeah, he's a little bit more intelligent with it. Yeah, that's how I take it.
Facts. So
BYU, what's your take on that?
I actually agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
I don't want a brown nose.
Okay.
So Solidus, you said it's a tie, or do you think either one of them is more aggressive between the two, or you think it's just straight up they're equal?
I think they're equal, but I would give the edge to Crawford because he fights with a more he uses smart aggression. Boots is smart, but he'll throw some reckless in it. Crawford doesn't really do that. Crawford's more. Because in my opinion, Crawford, as he got, when he was young, he might have did that. Young fighter.
Right. He was young.
Crawford, in my opinion, he got more dangerous as he got older. And I think it's because of his thinking. When he was like 30 plus years old, he was still like, you're getting older, but he's more dangerous because of the IQ is higher.
Yep, the IQ.
And I think Boots will probably do the same thing because he's still young. He's under 30, so he's still young.
Right.
But yeah, because you only can use young Boots because he's still young. Like Boots ain't in his 30s, so you can't compare an older Boots to old Crawford because Boots ain't old. So we're going off what we're seeing from Boots now. And we can say Crawford because we've seen him go from young to old, but Crawford got more dangerous as he got older because of that.
Got older.
IQ.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a great point. It's a great point.
But I think they're both, like I said, they both impose their will. They're both aggressive, but Crawford just does it in a more intelligent manner.
Intelligent way. Facts. That's a great point. And then now that you brought that up, I just thought about a perfect comparison. Abdullah Mason and Keyshawn, I think is a great comparison. Like both guys can punch, both guys can get knockouts, both guys are athletic, but Abdullah Mason, he's more reckless with the way he fights and his fighting style. He'll take, those crazier risks and he gets caught with some unnecessary shots that we
saw that in the Noakes fight.
Facts. He could have fought that differently, but he fought a more reckless fight. But you look at Keyshawn Davis, he's a more mature
more
fighter.
intelligent. More intelligent.
Yeah, he can punch too. They both can punch, but Keyshawn is more intelligent with the way he approaches his aggression. They're both very aggressive, but one guy is more mature with his aggression. So that's
a fact. I agree with everything like you just said, because the way Keyshawn broke down Ortiz, that was in a very mature manner, like you said. The way he
100%.
He did a really good job of not letting Ortiz hit him with
Thank you.
Like every now and then the shot get in, that's boxing, but he did a good job of just getting caught flush by Ortiz. He did it really good. Ortiz has the ability to do that.
Yeah, those shots.
Yeah, and Keyshawn did a really good job of let me avoid getting hit with shots. Yeah, nullifying his offense, and he was able to just beat him up. Mason could probably do the same, but he probably would have did it in a more reckless manner.
Thank you.
He probably get hit with shots that Keyshawn wouldn't get hit with, but he probably still would have won.
Exactly.
So
yeah, that's the thing, and it's a mentality thing. That's just with Crawford when he was younger, he was fighting that way. It's like you get older and you get more mature. But shout out to Keyshawn for already at a young age being a very mature, intelligent fighter. Abdullah Mason, I've seen him box before. I've seen him use his jab. He knows how to do all of that stuff. But it's just the mentality. Like when he's fighting Sam Noakes, that dog fight mentality. I want to knock this dude out mentality. And that's the way he fought. And he won. But, you want to fight smarter, not harder. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, is there a boxer that you're high on and you're not high on? For example, like I'm not high on Diego Pacheco, but I'm high on Moses Itama.
Moses Itama, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me see. I'm high on Keyshawn Davis, but
yeah, for sure.
Same.
Obvious. Okay, yeah, it's pretty obvious. I'm gonna say that. Well, let me say somebody else because y'all know I like Keyshawn Davis. I'm high on Tito Mercado. I think Tito Mercado is a really good fighter. I really like him.
Beast.
I know he just won the title. He just beat somebody for a belt, and it was a good win. I respect it, but I'm not high on Dalton Smith. No disrespect. I fuck with the UK. I like UK fighters. I think Dalton Smith is good, but am I high on him? No. Do I think he can beat any of the mother champions? I don't see that.
I think
I was going to say Richardson Hitchens. I'm not really high on him, but he during his career, in my opinion, he's did better work than Dalton Smith. I would say.
I agree.
I think, but I'm not really high on Dalton Smith though. But Dalton Smith is not bad though.
Facts.
You know, Dalton Smith is okay, but I'm not really high on him. But I like Tito Mercado. Shout out to Tito Mercado.
He's good.
Dalton Smith is okay, but I'm not high on him. And I'm also not really high on Richardson Hitchens. I ain't going to cap. So I'm going to throw two fighters in there. Richardson Hitchens is good, though, but just kind of irritated by some recent stuff. So I was I don't know.
Me too.
It's boxing related. It's not outside the ring stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, but Richardson Hitchens, in my opinion, he's done more work. He's done better work than Dalton Smith in his careir. So
yeah,
I give him the nod over Dalton Smith. But both of those dudes, I'm not too high on, to be honest with you.
Most definitely. Yeah, I like Moses Itama. Everybody already know that. I'm a huge Moses Itama fan. Super high on him. Emiliano Vargas. I like Rado Tsutsumi from Japan.
There you Rado, yeah.
Yep. Daquin Moses. Carmel Moen.
Yeah, it's another good one.
Yep, all them guys coming up for sure. But yeah, obviously I'm not. Yep, facts. I don't rock with Diego Pacheco for sure. I'm not a fan of that guy. I don't like Diego Pacheco the way he fights.
What you think about Hamza Shiraz?
I like Hamza Shiraz. I like him. I think he lost to Carlos Adames though. But
I do too. I do. Yeah. It's funny. I was just watching that fight not too long ago. I thought he lost that fight.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that fight. I think Adames
when they went to Saudi. Yeah, I thought Adames won.
Outboxing the hell out of him, like the head movement. He was.
He caught Shiraz lacking in that fight. I thought Shiraz lost that fight.
Definitely, yeah, he lost that one, but he did a good job with Berlanga. Stopped Berlanga for sure. He got.
Speed, that was a good one. Power. That was a good one.
Yep, he got some good defense. Actually, speed, power. You know, he knocked out Ammo Williams and all that. So he good. I like Shiraz for sure. I like him.
Yeah, overall, Shiraz is a very good fighter. But we were in agreement. I also felt he lost to Adames.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he won that. Nah. I was shocked when they announced that as a draw. I was like, no way. Like, what?
Yeah, that was crazy. Another guy I'm high on too. He has a lesser known name. We talked about him last time, but that Yo-Yo Hernandez dude at 160.
Oh, yeah, he a beast.
That dude is a beast, bro.
Lenny Hernandez is a beast for sure. I keep forgetting about him. He's a monster.
That dude is a beast.
I'm also high on Shushu.
Oh yeah, Shushu.
Yeah, Shushu. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, like him. Yep. Shushu. Definitely fuck with him. Yeah, that's a great fighter. At
hey, you know Tenshin Nakasawa.
Who?
Tenshin Nakasawa.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, it probably rings. He fought Mayweather in an exhibition, and he got.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. The dude with the Risen Sports.
That guy.
Ryzen, I think that's the name of that company. Okay, yeah, I know who that is. Yeah,
he's actually good in boxing now.
He nice with it.
He beat Estrada recently.
Oh shit, damn.
He KO'd Estrada actually. So I'm like, damn, this dude went from getting embarrassed in the exhibition with Floyd, but he actually can box. He fought Naoya Inoue's brother, Takuma Inoue. He ended up losing that fight, but he actually ended up being a pretty good boxer though, surprisingly.
Damn.
Yeah, he could be a champion.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
I know who that is though. He's a kickboxer and he's boxing, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's it. I know who that is. Yeah.
So he beat Estrada. Estrada kind of looked washed up in that. He looked actually really washed up in that fight. But he beat him. So definitely he on the map.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out then.
Yep.
So I fuck with Japanese boxing, so I'm gonna definitely
for sure.
keep that in mind.
For sure. Facts.
He said he wanted to see Mugia versus Sarachi for the third time since Mugia cheated. Mugia got in trouble. He got busted, but
yeah.
I'm just going to leave it alone, man.
I was about to say,
Mugia,
is it worth
a
a third fight though? Really, Sarachi is cool though. He's better than I thought. But I don't really know if they're gonna revisit that. He fighting Resendez, so yeah,
that's probably over with.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's what's up, man.
Yep, facts, man.
As always, appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep this going.
Definitely. Every week.
Who's fighting? Because I know, Morrell and Callum Smith that got canceled, so it's going to be Whitaker.
Yeah,
Whitaker's fighting
Juarez, I think.
Yeah, I'll check that out because it's NBA playoffs weekend, so
yeah.
I'm gonna do my best to watch both, but I'm gonna be watching basketball. My Wolves is playing the Nuggets. It's gonna be a tough series. So it's gonna be a tough series, but we gotta hopefully we can beat them in 6. Say it again.
You're a Wolves fan?
Oh yeah, T-Wolves all day. Anthony Edwards. You don't fuck with the Wolves?
I'm a Thunder fan.
Thunder's
fan. Oh, that's why. Because we rivals. Yeah. Shit, they smashed us last year 4-1. Couldn't do nothing with them. We had that one game we beat their ass.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the series couldn't get around that defense. They got that. But I think this year we'll beat them in a 7-game series. I think this year we're gonna get them.
Definitely.
Thunder up, bro. Fuck them Wolves.
Okay,
so Anthony Edwards ain't going. Man ain't going. Yeah. But I appreciate y'all coming on here, man. We're gonna wrap this up,
man. Hell of a conversation.
So yeah. As always,
I had nothing at the Wolves, but I hate the Spurs.
With the Spurs
and the Pacers.
Spurs is cool.
Yeah,
Spurs is cool. Wemby cool. I ain't tripping off them. I ain't tripping off the Spurs. They all right. You said what?
I said Wemby's a pussy.
You don't rock with Wemby?
Why you don't like Wemby?
He comes off as a pussy.
You just don't rock with him off the bat. Is it because he's tall? He could just put the ball.
I think the league has too much pussy.
What you mean by that?
They flop too much now.
Oh yeah. Well,
that foul. I hate that shit. Yeah, that foul baiting. Yeah. Nah, he got a point though. I don't like that shit.
Pussy.
Yeah, he got a point.
Yeah, I hate that foul baiting shit. Look at him, dude. Yeah, he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
He ain't lying about that.
I don't fuck with that.
Hey,
but
man,
man. Yeah, as always, man. You know how we do it, man. Over here.
For sure.
So next week we're gonna connect again. We're gonna talk about the Whitaker shit. But this fight, I ain't gonna cap. This might be he might knock him out like the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, for real. Definitely.
We gonna see though.
Yep. I heard Morrell was call him out. David Morrell called out Whitaker.
Yeah, I saw that. But
down the line, they can make that happen.
Shit, might as well, because I don't think the Callum Smith thing's gonna happen.
Nah, I don't think so.
I just got a weird feeling about that. That fight ain't happening.
Nah.
So yeah, that's a wrap.
Boxing 9741. He said IBFP favorite basketball team is Canelo.
I actually believe that.
Everything Canelo. He got the Canelo underpants, the Canelo poster. Wake up every day, lick the Canelo poster.
You wild, bro.
Canelo blanket and shit he sleep with. Pillow sheets, all that shit.
Body pillow.
Canelo screensaver on his phone and shit, all that shit.
These
Not
guys,
even a
man.
boxing picture too, like a face photo of Canelo.
Yeah. Shit's hilarious.
I can see a picture of him like throwing a punch in boxing. That's cool, but he probably got a picture of his face and shit, like weirdo shit.
Weirdo shit, man. I could imagine real Twinkie Combat and IBFP just full body Canelo pillow. You know what I mean? Canelo sheets, Canelo wallpaper, like everything Canelo in the whole house.
For real. Fake talk combat be cross dressing his old nasty ass.
Oh my god, bro. Can't take these niggas seriously, bro.
Real, man. Niggas is wild, man.
Wild.
All right, man. We'll get with y'all next week, man.
Now, for sure, man. Be safe.
All right, no doubt.
Hell yeah.
All right. Peace out. Oh, yeah, no more for him. You a horror for him.